Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast on for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheen out of Atlanta, Georgia, and today is Monday, May the 15th. Monday, May the 15th. So if anybody have a birthday out there, if anybody celebrating a birthday, anybody family members celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to each and every one of you. And I hope you have a great birthday, great birth week, great birth month. How was you all's weekend? I hope you all had a great weekend, man. I had a pretty active weekend. I've actually been playing this brand new game that I came across a couple of weeks ago. My wife and I, we've been playing this game. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this particular game, but it's called pickleball. It's a brand new game called pickleball. We've actually been playing that and absolutely have fallen in love with the game. We've played it almost every day for the last 2 weeks. Almost every day we've played pickleball. Um, and when I ask people have they ever heard of this particular game of pickleball, um, a lot of times they laugh because a lot of people have not heard of this particular game. Pickleball. It's a great game. It's been around for a long time, but it just didn't get the momentum. Didn't get the momentum that a lot of people thought that it should get when it first came up. But it's called pickleball, and what it is, I actually have a website. I felt so strongly about it. I actually created a website, and so you can go on the website and it'll explain to you in the media side of the website what pickleball is. But in a nutshell, it's like table tennis. It's like a combination of table tennis, regular tennis, and I guess handball or something like that. But it's played just like tennis. A lot of the rules are the same as tennis, but it's on a smaller court. The court is smaller. There's a few rules that's a little different. But it's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. It really is. And like I said, we've been playing it. My wife and I has been playing it almost every day for about 2 weeks now. I'm gonna put the link on so you can actually go and take a look at. I got a couple of things that's up right now. As Badger, good morning. Say, that's Tucson. I thought it was Badger. Tucson. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Oh, all right, man. I didn't know me and Badger were kin.
Hey, brother from a different mother, but brother from a different father. Mother, how to say that thing? Brother from a different
Mother,
mother, but we got the
but they
same
got the
mother. There you
same
go.
father.
I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it together. I get it together. It's Monday morning, brother.
Monday.
Yes, sir. But Tucson, have you ever heard of a game called pickleball?
No, that's from Georgia.
No, actually, it's from Georgia. It's like them peaches, huh?
Let's not talk about that.
But pickleball is a game. We've actually been, my wife and I has been playing this game for about 2 weeks now. Every day, almost every day for 2 weeks, we've been playing pickleball. And what it is, man, it's a combination of a lot of games. The closest cousin to it is tennis. You actually play it on a regular like a regular tennis court, but it's a smaller court. It's a smaller court. Um, incredible game, man. Incredible game, man. Like tennis, like I guess table tennis. If you could play table tennis where you actually stand on top of the table and play, that'll put you in the mind of what pickleball is. You know what? I got something for you. Take a look at this.
Game, Set, Pickleball. www.gamesetpickleball.com. Pickleball is a fast moving game that is taking America by storm. If you have never experienced it before, this is your opportunity. Please be careful, this game is extremely contagious. You have been warned. So, are you ready? Join us today. Subscribe www.gamesetpickleball.com.
That's how strongly I felt. Actually got a website. I got a regular. I built a website, and I did that. I did that presentation, a short presentation about pickleball. But it's an incredible game. Tuesday and people. I grew up playing tennis. I played tennis pretty much all my life. I played this game. I knew that I was gonna like it when I was first introduced to it. I knew I was gonna like it. I knew I was gonna love it, and I do. I was wondering, was my wife gonna like this as much as I do? Tucson, she do. She do. We've been playing, man. She's been learning all, just have slightly different rules. The scoring is totally different from regular tennis, but once you learn those things, man, and we've been working. She's been learning, so she's been on YouTube and all places learning different things, talking to different people. They got a lot of people in this Atlanta area, in my area, that actually play that game, and we've been going out to a couple of parks, and everybody that we've met, Tucson, very they received us very well. We hadn't heard any bad vibes yet, and it's just, man, it's just a good game. I met high school coaches that coach tennis that's actually playing pickleball, that want me to introduce pickleball to a lot of their tennis players and stuff. Hey, man, it's amazing, man. Tucson, I've come up with the league, man. I got a league, www.gamesetpickleball.com, where you can actually sign up for a league. We started our own pickleball league in this area.
You serious about it?
Yeah. Man, look here. When I grab the horn of a bull, I'm gonna make sure I wrestle him to the ground. I'm gonna wrestle him to the ground. So what I want you to do, Tucson, is take a look at it, man. Take a look at it. Go to the website when you get a chance, and look at the pickleball. Look at pickleball. There's a tutorial video on there. Like I said, on the media side, you can actually
And
register. Huh?
and what's the website again?
www.pickleball.com. Pickleball, just like it's spelled, pickle and ball. Pickleball.com.
You
You know what
serious
I'm
about it?
Yes, sir. Man, Tucson, love this game, man. Love this game. I'm gonna put let me see. www. Dot. I'm putting it in the thing here. How was your weekend, Tucson?
Man, it was all right.
What you do?
I
Uh oh.
guess it was all right. Pickleball. They got a pickleballtournament.com.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that it or was it something else?
No, that's my site right there. I just put it on the thing. See on the screen?
Okay, got it.
Game
Oh,
set pick gamesetpickleball.com. Actually go there, register, man, and once you register, we can start having tennis. Man, I love to bring it down to your area. If they don't have any courts, we can actually create our own courts and stuff like that, and have a big tournament down there on your in your neck of the woods. Pickleball.
I tell you what. For the kids, the young folks, that would be
Mhm.
something good, new, something kind of
Yeah.
interesting
Hmm.
to get them out of that computer state.
Exactly. And get them
I
outside,
get that.
man. Get
Yeah,
them outside, man. Get them active. Give them something to do, so they don't have to just sit around doing nothing. And if anybody played tennis, they're gonna absolutely love this game. I promise you. If they ever played tennis or have a liking of tennis, this game is closer. The court is smaller, and man, I feel like I'm the doggone spokesperson for pickleball now, man.
sound like one.
Hmm. Yeah, I said I feel like I'm the
Yeah, you
spoke.
sound like it.
Hmm. And so, yeah, I definitely want people to take a look at it, man, and tell me what they really think about it. And like I said, I know everything ain't for everybody. This game may not be for everybody. Tennis ain't for everybody, and so it's the same. It's the same situation. The same
Yeah, 'cause
situation.
I don't play. I don't. There's a game. You play in a room, and
Racquetball.
what is it?
Is it racquetball?
Racquetball. Now I
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a workout right there, buddy.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That racquetball and took a lot of people's eyes away from them, though, man.
I'm trying to tell you, it'll
Yeah,
put you out if you don't know what you're doing,
yeah,
because you
yeah.
ain't got much room to move. But you
Yeah, I
got to
love.
be on the mobile.
Gotta be on your feet. Gotta move. Yeah, I love racquetball too. I love games like that, man. I really do. I love games like that, especially speed game that make you pick up your pace, and that's what
Yeah,
pickleball does. It'll start off. It'll start off. You look at it. Sometimes you look at it like it's real slow, but before you know it, they pop, 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 pop. Man, and point. And that's how it is, man. It'll start off slow, and some people say, man, I don't like it. It's too slow. It's too slow. Get out there and play. I promise you, get out there and play. I promise you that game gonna speed up to the point where you're gonna be, whoa,
puffing and puffing.
yes, sir, yes, sir. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, when the game is over, you've done something good. You've exercised. You got that old tickle to ticking a little better. And that's what it's all about, man. Because, like I said, we Tucson, we right here now. This is where we are right now. Look, this is where we are.
Yeah, that ain't worth a dime.
It ain't worth a nickel full of dead dog meat. Ain't worth a nickel worth of dead dog meat. Badger, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Another beautiful and blessed day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, sir. Badger, have you ever heard of pickleball?
No.
Pickleball. See, and that's the answer I get when I talk to a lot of people, man. Pickleball is a new game that I'm not gonna say new game, but it's a game that my wife and I has found out about 2 weeks ago. And we went about the equipment that we needed, and we've been playing pickleball almost every day for 2 weeks. And you see what's on the screen right there. I actually came up with a website, a registration website, coming out with my own pickleball league, man. Trying to get people involved in it, trying to get people to come out and participate in pickleball.
You being for real?
Yeah, look at the website. You'll see it. Look at the
Hold on.
website. Yeah, pickle on www.gamesetpickleball.com. You'll see it up there, but it's a great game, and it's almost like it's just like tennis. Only it's on a smaller, more compact court. It's on a smaller court, and it's like playing racquetball. It's like playing table tennis. Imagine yourself playing table tennis and standing on top of the tennis board playing. That's that's what you get when you get a pickleball. That's what you get, man. It's a great game. It's a great game, man. I absolutely love it. Love what it do. Love, it give you exercise. It motivates you. Get your old ticket or ticket to ticket. Get your blood to flowing, and it gets you out of the house. Give you an opportunity, man, to really get some good exercise. And like I said, if a person love tennis, they would absolutely adore. They would absolutely adore pickleball. So take a look at that. Take a look at that when you get a chance, and tell me what you think about that. The site, there's a registration on there and everything where people could register. There's a lot going
The
on.
site looks pretty cool.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I already
Yeah.
hopped on there and looked.
Okay. Yeah. And so, like I said, there's a lot of things. Go to the media. There's a video on there that tells you exactly what pickleball is and how you play it and different things of that nature for the people that don't
Well,
know.
once I looked at it, I knew what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah. That's what pickleball is, man. And they say it's supposed to be big in Texas too, where you are.
Uh,
They
Texas.
say it is. Oh, Tucson got his camera back on. There, you're going to put it back on the screen.
Yeah, I'm alright. Not my thing.
hmm Well, like I said, not everything's for everybody.
Right.
You you might got two left feet and not be able to get out there and do it. Your right foot might get in the way of your left foot, and might not be able to get to that ball.
How'd you know?
Everybody got their dilemmas, brother. Everybody got their dilemmas. But yeah, but that's what I wanted to talk about. Let me ask this question though. Let me see which question I want to kick off with today. Okay, this will be a good one. Tucson, how do you get a person or even yourself to they want to do all the different things. They got all the ideas, and it could even be me because I have a lot of ideas too. But how do you get a person to kill their unrealistic expectations? Oh,
Oh God.
they don't tell them where we about to go now.
Oh man, that's something right there because um that's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. You're gonna have to give them time to look at the results.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you got to have a history. If you don't have results, I don't know. That's a hard one because some people it take a while to succeed, to start succeeding. I guess unrealistic expectations. Man, you got me on that one.
But
I listen to some people that say I'm a, I'm gonna be a millionaire, a billionaire, or I'm a I don't know, Raheem. You got me. You got me speechless.
um,
Because, yeah,
and we
that's rough right there.
and we're talking about the unrealistic expectations. Because like
I
I said,
mean, Give me, you got an example of? I mean, I said a couple of them, but it's kind of like a person talking about they gonna live in a nice neighborhood with a big house and they don't have no job.
Mm.
Oh really? Oh
Mm-hmm.
really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It ain't working out to you. Your start ain't right.
Yeah, your starting point ain't good.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I have to get them to look at where they are
Mm-hmm.
versus to where they want to be. Now, here's another thing. There are some people that man, it take them years to get out the starting blocks,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but then something happens, and you know, uh, sometimes you be the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is what it is because remember this this movie about this guy that married that had a girlfriend in school. They got married. She had her mother's inheritance and house, and he was trying to make this battery,
Mm.
and she went broke. I think she might have lost the house. Sisters thought she was crazy
Mm.
for hanging with him and hanging with him and hanging with him.
Yeah, yeah.
She
I know you're
fi-
talking about them.
she
Yeah.
finally gave up on him,
Mm-hmm.
and he struck it big.
And he struck it big. Yep, I remember that. Yep. Yep.
Remember, I forgot what that movie was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a twofold thing right here. I mean, some people. I mean,
If I'm not
uh,
if I'm not mistaken, I think he kind of he gave her something too. That when he made it big, he actually gave her
yeah,
something.
he gave her
Yeah.
a few $1 million
Yeah.
because of the time she spent with him.
Yep. Yep.
But he had so much more to offer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Now, killing a person's unrealistic
Yeah,
expectation. To start, could you be placing your expectations on them and putting your unrealistic expectations on them or limitations on them? And when you come into them talking about, you can't do that, man. Look here, you look here, you man, you got a pathetic, oh, not pathetic, what you call the thing when you have a leg amputee and they have their leg pathetic,
yeah,
prosthetic.
prosthetic,
You have a prosthetic
prosthetic.
leg, but you want to play in the NFL, man. Who's to say that they
Yeah,
can't?
well, Raheem, we can't say that's not because remember there's some sprinters
Exactly, exactly,
that
and that's what.
that's prosthetic, and
Yep,
boy, they did spring. Remember, they had to kind of like back up from them because the spring-loaded prosthetic
yep,
made them faster.
yep, yep. And so,
Boy, you almost made me think about the guy that was a healer. He was so say a healer, and the guy pulls up in a wheelchair. You say you gonna walk in the name of Jesus, but the man ain't had no legs.
yeah,
He said, get him out of here.
exactly, exactly. And
But
see, go ahead.
yeah, sometimes some people can say they can put their expectations of you
Hmm.
on on what they expect out of you, and then kind of like force that on you when you know better. They've been
Yep.
talking about me being nothing for years, but I
Hmm.
still ain't nothing. But gradually I'm getting where I want to be. Might
Yeah.
not be where nobody else want me to be, but
Mhm.
I'm good with where I am.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it took me a while, and I'm still getting there. And keep on saying good morning. It's gonna be on like a chicken bone.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm really satisfied with some of the things, a lot of things. But that's rough. I think that I'm gonna think about that some more.
Good deal. Let me go to Badger. Badger, how do you get a person to kill? How do you get a person to kill their unrealistic expectations that they have for themselves and their lives?
Who said it was unrealistic?
See, but they see Badger, Badger, Badger. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I think I know where you're going, but go ahead.
I mean, to me, it's as simple. Who is dictating that it's unrealistic?
Hmm.
And like, I'm waiting for an answer because that changes answers,
Hmm.
changes perceptions.
Well, if you're looking at an individual, and like I said, and I hate to use this example, but it's the example that I have right now. If they have a prosthetic leg
Hmm.
and they want to play in the NFL, their dream was is to play in the NFL. Their whole life dream is to play in the NFL, but they've really never had a player with a prosthetic leg to play in the NFL. So people would think in their minds, and I understand your point, but people would think in their mind that it's unrealistic because it's something that's never happened. It's unfamiliar territory. It's never happened before. So this person comes in, well, what make you think you're gonna be the first one? What make you think that blah blah is gonna work out for you and all the cards gonna lay out on the table the way that you want them to work out? It's unrealistic. Do something different. Are you killing their expectations, or what are you doing? Or you being real with them? What are you doing at that point?
Hmm. I've never been that kind of person. So,
We're not talking about Badger now. We're talking about as a whole
oh,
now.
I know the general human population, which is hard for me to like to concept because I I'm not twisted, or whatever words you want to use.
Hmm.
I see. For me, don't know if many people know this, but there are Special Olympic sports.
Hmm. Badger, you're twisting the whole thing. We're not talking about all that. We're talking about in the NFL. We're talking about how the NFL is structured. And this person, let's not complicate it. This person has a prosthetic leg, and they want to play in the NFL, and maybe their family or somebody else that's close to them are saying that because of that reason you can't play in the NFL because of the amount of stuff that goes on and how the NFL is played, and the amount of danger that the
Right.
individual person that is very healthy has certain dangers in the NFL that they have to be careful of. And so they're saying that it makes it double or triple the possibility of you being hurt because of your condition going in. So that's
So,
not complicated.
well, for me, I would go to the person and go, all right, here's the pros and here's the cons. Let's see what we can do. See if you will be the first one.
Hmm.
I I'm I don't think in the way you are trying to get me to think.
I'm
That's
not
just
trying to
not
get you
me.
to think anyway. I'm not trying to get you to think anyway. I'm just telling you to deal with the question as a question, and let's not complicate it. I'm not trying to get you to think any kind of way. I want to hear
So
what's on your heart. And so I'm not trying to get you to think this way or that way, but I'm trying to get you to look at the question that I'm asking and answer the question, the particular question that I'm answering, and not dilute it
for
or
me,
complicate it.
seeing someone that has a missing leg, missing arm, whatever, getting into the NFL, I don't want to support someone doing that because I think that'd be cool. That's a lot of willpower to accomplish something like that.
So you're gonna overlook the danger that goes into it. You're gonna overlook the possibility of what could happen to this person while you're pushing them into that NFL situation.
No, I never said I'd overlook it.
But
I'd
okay, so what we're
inform
gonna do
them.
is there. Is there.
I would inform them,
Mm.
but I would not shut them. I would not try to keep them from it.
Okay, I get it. Going out there, jump on the back of that bull. You'll be okay. If people don't roll a bull before, you go jump on the back of that bull. I know you ain't never rode a bull before. You ain't never rode a horse, but go ahead on and jump on the back of that bull. Let's just see how it work out for you. Jump on the back of that bull. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all. He about to jump on the back of that bull. I'm just saying. Let
I'm
me.
just shocked. Just wow.
Man. Look here. If I'm gonna be anything, I'm gonna be real about the whole situation. Every top of the week, I got to be real about it. And this is my and Badger could be absolutely right. Badger could be
Well,
right, but he could
well,
be
here's
right.
Raheem. I put something in the chat. I mean,
Yeah.
out among us.
Hmm.
Somebody said years ago there will never be a black president.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
But
There's a first of everything.
hmm hmm
Somebody's the first of everything.
yeah.
Thank you,
So
Donald.
I still wonder whether or not they had the first man on the moon. I still wonder about that because when there's no I don't know if oxygen, I don't know how to flag, you know, waves. So I question that. But man, go to space. So, unrealistic expectations is like a couch potato. I guess I would call a man saying that he's going to uh, climb the corporate ladder
Mm-hmm.
from the couch.
Mm. Mm.
Now that's unreal. That's unrealistic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and see, there are some people, you know, you can't have a. I see people. Young man was actually I was working at a Walmart uh distribution center, and a young man came there, and I looked. I wasn't judging him, but I looked at him go in, and I looked at him come out, and he said to me, "I don't know why they didn't hire me." But I looked at, not being judgmental,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I looked at him and I said to myself, I know why.
Mm.
Because you when you go to an interview, you can't go to an interview like you're going out hanging with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, some may hire you to, and I'm not saying, don't take this wrong, but pick up trash.
Mm-hmm.
But in the corporate world, you got to show up for an interview with a tie. I would
Yep.
think.
Yep. Yep.
I would think. And then your conversation has to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? Oh, interview over. Done. They tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Your mindset. You have unrealistic expectations because you hadn't taken a look at your okay. You hadn't taken a look at your demeanor, the way you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to back up, start all over. Listen. You don't listen. That's what your issue is. You don't listen. You run your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody can't tell you nothing. But you want to do something. You want to be something. You want to go somewhere, and it's you. It's not them.
Mm.
Everybody wrong. Everywhere you go, man. I don't know what they tripping. I can't. Every time I get on job, they be man. They be now. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See, if you gonna stay on a job, you have unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
We want everybody to comply the way that you think.
Mm-hmm.
And life is just not that way.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me go to Brother Pete. We got Captain on the line as well. Pete, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
DKM Morning Glow Radio. How's the family, the audience, the panel, TikTok, and the whole world tuning in to DKM Radio Morning Glow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pete, I'm asking a question this morning, brother, and I want to know, how do you or should you kill a person that has unrealistic expectations? We talked about a person, and I hate to use this example, with a prosthetic leg, saying that they're going to play in the NFL, and the dangers that go along with that. With average, a normal, quote unquote, normal healthy person that has all their parts in place is a very dangerous situation to play in the NFL. But a person with a prosthetic leg, saying that they're going to play in the NFL, is that unrealistic, or how would you deal with that situation if that's their lifelong dream?
I'm gonna go to the pull out a chapter. It says a man's talents make room for him.
Mm-hmm.
If the individual possesses the talent and the knowledge to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a prosthetic limb, with today's technology, they have limbs that suited for people to run, and they can run fast
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with those limbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not astute in the knowledge of the arm technology, but I'm sure it's advanced at this point. Why couldn't they play in the NFL?
Okay.
Does it give them a unreasonable advantage? I mean, they got a bionic arm. I mean, what is it?
Mm-hmm. My thing is, and like I was saying, the Badger as well. I'm gonna say the same thing to you. Are we going to overlook the dangers that goes into that? Because, like I said, a person that has all quote unquote all their body parts is very dangerous, and
Mm-hmm.
people get hurt every day. Every day, people lose their careers every day
Mm-hmm.
in the NFL because of the danger that goes along with it. Now, would that
Right.
multiply? Would that heighten the amount of danger or possibility of getting hurt because of the fact that they have that prosthetic leg, or we gonna overlook the danger part of it?
I wouldn't say it would. It may add a potential added danger to someone trying to tackle them or something, because you're dealing with a prosthetic. Is it made out of metal? I mean, what is it made out of? You try to tackle them, you might end up hurting yourself depending on, is it an arm or a leg?
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, it's a detachable limb.
Yes. Yes.
So how much harm are you gonna cause that person?
Okay.
Right? I
So
mean, the limb is already detachable.
so you
Point out the dangers that you see. What
so
dangers do you see?
well, see, you just added another element to the equation. Not only the danger for that person, but the person that's trying to tackle that person. If that person said they want to be a running back or something like this, and you have to tackle that person, and now you have to deal with hitting that prosthetic leg, which is totally it's harder, more solid than the regular part. So what level of danger can you be adding to the other people that's actually going to try to tackle that person or hit that person or whatever the case? So there's different levels on this
Right. Well,
thing. There's different
right.
levels on this
Right.
thing. Go ahead.
Exactly. In my naivete, inexperience and lack of knowledge on the subject, to be honest, it would have to be weighed heavily, and all of that would have to be taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at it at basic face value, could they perform the task with a prosthetic? I would say yes. And could they do it successfully? Yes, if they're physically fit and have the ability to play the game, and they seem to be exceptionally talented in that area. But we would definitely have, those variables would have to be weighed. Absolutely, because just your points, you add a little more clarity to my statement, right? So it would have to be weighed, but just on face value, I mean, we have people that play different sports with prosthetics successfully right now. They have a whole Olympics, that they can compete in. So it's not like they can't do the task, but we would definitely have to weigh, some of those variables before they would say yes.
Now there are certain sports that it will not be an issue, and there's a lot of people with prosthetics that play that run track and different things of that nature. But we're talking about a contact sport as violent or as vicious as the NFL could and is, can be and is. And so that lends a different thing. Let me go to Captain. Captain, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning to my Morning Glow family. I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Good deal. Good to have you. Now let me ask you the same question, man. Dealing with are we killing? How do you kill, or are we killing somebody's quote unquote what we deem to be unrealistic expectation? And we're using the football example. There's other things that we targeted on that, but there's other areas as well that a person could say is unrealistic. A person that's never been to medical school. I'm gonna be a doctor. I've never been you never been a day in medical school, man. You see some animal on the side of the road dead and you almost fall out and fall over. And so, to say that they're going to be a doctor and operating doctor, that could very well be an unrealistic expectation, but it may be something that they really want, but is it realistic? And I'm asking the question, how do we kill somebody's unrealistic expectation, or are we just being Debbie Downers when we even try?
Well, let me put it like this. I heard what Badger said. I like what Badger said. It's kind of difficult on your show when he asked the question, what is unrealistic to somebody? I think all of us are a product in our life of other people, unrealistic expectation. I think everyone on this line, they said to you, Raheem says, I'm going to have a morning show of Christians. And in this morning show, I'm going to have Muslims, Christians, this, that, and other, and we're going to be on this show, and it's not going to be no disunity. We may disagree, but not be disagreeable, and it's going to be a beautiful show, which you never been. And somebody will say, you know, Raheem, that's some real unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep Raheem unrealistic expectation? Now, unrealistic expectation is Eva Knievel jumping the Grand Canyon.
Yes. Yes.
Don't you think some realistic expect? I'm going to
Mhm.
jump the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. That's a real unrealistic expectation. Did he jump the Grand Canyon? No. I'm going over the Niagara Falls in a barrel. You know what, partner? That's a real unrealistic expectation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did somebody do? Yes. I like what my man Tucson. Somebody said, I'm going to the moon. You are crazy. That's some unreal. Did we do it? And then brother kind of said, well, we don't know if we went there or not, but if they did, they overcame the unrealistic expectations. Let me put it like this. I've always been taught, if you can conceive it in your mind,
Excuse me.
and you believe it in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
then you can achieve it in your mind. I've been taught that ever since I've been in the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
God don't have unrealistic expectations because he's God.
Yeah.
He's God. If we are the product or we are from God, it ain't no such thing of the word impossible. Time creates possibility. It may be impossible. It was not possible when somebody thought about going to the moon, maybe 100, 200, 300 years, they looking at the moon. And man, that was not possible.
Mm-hmm.
But through time, with God removed the word impossibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And makes it possible. So all of us, Raheem, everybody on this line had unrealistic expectations. How do you kill it? You can't kill it. You can only feed it.
Mm.
Somebody tell me I can't do something. That's only fuel for me to say I'm going to do it.
Yep. Get it done.
You can't kill some unrealistic expectation. You can't kill it, Raheem. That's my answer.
Okay. Now, to you all's point, and y'all making some great points. I definitely appreciate it, man, because you know y'all making this thing real. Captain, was it unrealistic for the Wright brothers to say that they're going to get a big, something real big as that plane was, and lift it up in the air and make it go from point A to point B? Was it unrealistic that go ahead?
You understand? To somebody they told that story to.
Yeah.
They said that was unrealistic. Now, did the Wright brothers let negativity or people who could not see their vision take away their ability to bring into fruition their vision?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No, they told no. And it was unrealistic, dude. You're going to do what? You're going to build an ark? Man, it ain't even rain. We in the Mojave Desert, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to build an ark with dry land? Hey, no. That's some unrealistic partner.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so it's a good question, but it really has an easy answer. To be honest with you, the answer gonna always be you really can't. Now, are there some unrealistic? Now, Eva Knievel maybe could not jump the Grand Canyon now, but his children's children may want to take on the great-great-grandfather's dream to jump that Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with modern technology, listen, with modern technology that his great-great-grandfather didn't have, it could be possible.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. He may have a rocket, a motorcycle now.
Yeah.
The motorcycle's got rockets and wings. Woo! This is Eva Knievel's great-great-grandson, ladies and gentlemen. We here at the Grand Canyon. His great-great-grandfather, everybody know the great Evel Knievel, he couldn't jump it over 100 years ago. Here we are. Here we are. I remember this when I was a little kid. Get ready, get ready. There he goes. Oh, my goodness. You got my I'm sorry, Mr. Man. I leave that to Rico. Rico's very good at mess. But you get my drift. So even if they told this lady she lost her legs and she climbed the mountain with a prosthetic leg. Climb the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Climb the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so you know, our children are born with unrealistic expectations to those who they tell the story to.
Yeah.
But if you can conceive it in your mind, if God allows you to conceive it, and you believe it, you darn sure can achieve it.
Good deal. Good deal.
Everybody on here has been victims of unrealistic expectations by family members and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, brother. That's
Wow.
my heart, man.
Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Leonard, you heard the conversation that we're having this morning. How can you deal with a person, or how can you kill a person's unrealistic expectations, or you just being a Debbie Downer when you even try or attempt to?
Well, first of all, who made that your job? You know, I wouldn't do that to anyone. Because that's a person you really don't want to be associated with.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got people in your circle like that, guess what? They got to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes no sense to be around negativity that way, especially when you have a choice not to be.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, people are caught up that they owe somebody something that don't want nothing good for them. You let me be in a conversation with somebody and they negative one too many times. I'm through fooling with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're non-productive. And their main goal is that every time you see you smile, is to make you frown.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But Leonard, and that's true. That element does happen. But what if this person is somebody that really care for you, and dealing with the thing about the football with the prosthetic leg? They look at the danger side of it, and they're not trying to speak negative or be that Debbie Downer. They just concerned because they don't want you to get hurt. Is that the same? Is that the same? You look at it then in the same window.
Well, I understand it's concern that you don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm concerned like with my kids when they were playing sports, like every parent would be, say for instance, even if they ain't even got both healthy legs.
Uh-huh.
You're concerned because you don't want them to get hurt. That's
exactly.
concern for someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is completely different than somebody that's sitting next to you and say, you know what, this is all that they ain't gonna never let. I'm gonna use some community language.
Uh-oh.
They ain't gonna let us do.
Yeah.
We can't do this and we can't do. First of all, who the hell is y'all?
Hey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know how many people will sit there and tell you what you cannot do and then get mad at you when they see you doing it?
Yep.
Let folks be mad. Let folks be still. Let folks stay in the same rut they've been in.
Mm-hmm.
Hate me from where you at, but don't come no closer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Because you can't tolerate it.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing you saying, Leonard, on the concern side of it, it could be a good thing, but holistically, it could be a terrible thing because they could be that Debbie Downer. That person is always trying to kill your dreams because they're not able to obtain their own. Misery love company.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It always has and it always will.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at our community. Look at our community now.
Mm-hmm.
Soon one gets free, other one's trying to convince me a slave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
That mentality has killed a lot of dreams in our community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're asking the question, how do you, or how can you kill a person's unrealistic expectations? And like Badgers and Captain, a couple of others said, who's to say that they're unrealistic? It may be unrealistic for you, but does that mean because it's unrealistic for you, it's unrealistic for them? Maybe that's something that they really have in their heart of hearts to do, and they're going to continue to fight and battle and scratch and do whatever they have to do until they make it a reality. So is it really unrealistic to them? Yes, there's some dangers. Yes, there's some hurdles, there's some obstacles that they may have to overcome in order to make this thing a reality. But who's to say that it's unrealistic? Toussaint, coming to you, then we're gonna go to Willow.
Well, you made me think about my favorite scripture.
What's that?
When I was coming up, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That kill it. That kill that thought. It, that's a first everybody. First everything. There's an X everything. That's first everything. I'm so sick of picking this cotton, man. We're gonna be picking this cotton all our lives. No,
Mm,
sir,
not me.
not me. Nope, sir. I'm not gonna do it. Well, what you gonna do? Well, I'm working on something.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you crazy. Boy,
Oh Lord.
don't you let Massa find out,
Mm-hmm.
whoever he was.
Mm-hmm.
But he start thinking of how I can do something nobody else have ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And so here comes the cotton gin
Yep.
and red lights and uh, you ain't gonna be calling me no nappy head and nothing in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So um, it's almost impossible for you to have unrealistic expectations because we've come so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as simple as creating the wheel. Uh, so we've gone so. I mean, you gonna do what?
Mm.
I'm a eliminate the candle and the kerosene lamp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Um, the Model T Ford, horse and buggy. They come a long way. I'm gonna break the sound barrier. You gonna what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and matter of fact, I'm gonna do it on land.
Wow.
You go- oh, that's funny. That's real funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boy, you hilarious. Boy, you are so, boy, you so funny.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna start. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm a kind of develop in some kind of way my own. I'm gonna have a cure for HIV or AIDS.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So many people been laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
You've been laughed at. I've been laughed at, and they still laughing. But it ain't funny to them no more. It's funny to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem,
Yes.
how many different countries listen to you?
63.
When you started, how did they talk about that?
It ain't gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
You got to get boy, look Raheem. Cap, look, they say Raheem finna start Raheem finna start a radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm just being funny,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay. That nigga can't even talk.
yeah.
Wait, he can
Go on,
talk just the singing.
He don't know number three. He don't know number 3 words. He don't know number 3 words. How you gonna start something? Joker know 3 words. That's all he know. 3 words. He come on start. Lord, Lord, Lord. Let me go to Willa. We got a
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, Morning Glow.
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady. We got a couple people on the phone line. We're coming to Stan. We're coming to you next. Then Rico, we're coming to you. Willa, we asking a question. How can you, should you, or you being a David Downer if you try to kill somebody's what you deem to be unrealistic expectation? And we made a reference to a person with a prosthetic leg saying that their dream, their lifetime dream, is to play in the NFL. With everybody that get hurt in the NFL every day, people get crippled and all kind of things, handicapped, if you will, or all kind of things in the NFL with all their body parts. So you have a friend that want to play in the NFL with a prosthetic leg, and you say, man, that's unrealistic, man. Man, that's hard, brother. That's hard, brother. Because you're gonna get hurt out there, and maybe you're not coming from a place of ill feelings or trying to be negative. You're just concerned with this individual. You're just concerned about their health. You're concerned because you think within your mind that it's an unrealistic expectation. But is your expectation the same as theirs? Talk to me, Willa. What's on your heart?
Oh, come on, Raheem. They call it haters today. They're calling them haters today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got people in your life that just try to discourage you because they're in a place of comfort. They don't want to think past what they are comfortable doing. And when you find people in your life like that, you have to just dismiss them in a way where, okay, I put him or her that associate in this category. We know movies and books are embellished in order to make more money. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever saw that movie Acrimony, the one that was done by Tyler Perry, that was a perfect example of how she started out with her man, how he always fought trying to get his invention to where it needs to be. And in the end, her sisters was in her ear. Her sisters now, the haters, was telling her, he's not gonna never be nothing, blah, 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 blah. Then finally they had talked so much and they had embedded in her so much that negativity that she divorced him. But then he made it.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't take it. She couldn't take it because now he was a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaire. He had even gave her $10 million, and that wasn't enough. She couldn't handle it because of the fact that she felt that that lady that he was now with was living the dream that he always talked about.
Reaping the
and
benefits.
That's true.
Reaping the benefits.
That's true.
Yep.
Reaping the benefits
of
what she didn't stay in to believe what her man could do. So yeah, Raheem, that's a real life situation. We get that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Negative people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's on my heart right now.
Wow.
Raheem.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Stanley, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing good, sir. How are you this morning?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. We asking a question. How can you or should you kill somebody what you deem to be unrealistic expectations, or should you let them walk in it? And we use the example. There's many examples we use, but one is a person with a prosthetic leg that have a lifelong dream to play in the NFL, and the dangers that could go into the quote unquote the average person, much less a person with a prosthetic leg. Is that, or can that be deemed an unrealistic expectation? And how do you deal with it?
Well, first of all, technology has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
So that is highly possible that he could, because you got guys and ladies that have lost legs and they have those implants now when they're running marathons and sprints and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So with technology, I think anything is possible. But the main thing is with people that try and discourage you from being successful, we disassociate ourselves with them, because if they talk negative so long, that negativity will get in your head and you won't believe that you can do the thing that you know you can do. So life is real short, man, and we we take things for granted, but we're not going to be here forever. So, and I was at this conversation up there with a friend of mine. I don't care if it's family, friends, somebody you've been around for 30 years of your life. If they're study kicking, spewing negativity towards you, trying to kill what you're trying to do, what you're trying to become, get away from them.
Yeah.
If you're trying to build something and you're trying to go east and they're telling you to go west, but east is your destiny, get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will kill your dreams and then sit back and talk about you and laugh at you because you didn't make it. So we have to disassociate ourselves with those folks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've done. I've got folks over the last 10 years that used to talk to them every day, hang out, but I have to disassociate myself with them because they are still where they were 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're content. And I wasn't content then. I'm not content now. I'm always striving, to do bigger and better things, not just for me, but for the Lord and for my family, my grandchildren. I think I told you about my tractor. I replaced my tractor about a month ago now, and I had promised that to my grandson. And he was up here Friday riding that tractor. I'm trying to make things better for the ones coming along behind me, because I know I have 4 years behind me than I have in front of me. So
exactly.
I try to stay away from negative folks. If you don't want to have them, well, that's you. You don't want to be anything, that's you. And you have to separate yourself. I believe that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Absolutely.
I can't speak for nobody else.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain. How everybody else doing?
Hey, doing good, man. You sound like you got that pepper in you this morning. Sound like you got that pepper in you, brother. I love it when you come on with that pepper. What do you say to that, man? Unrealistic expectation. How do you should you kill somebody's unrealistic expectations? If a person has a prosthetic leg and they want to play in the NFL, it's been their life dream. That's what they want to do. They want to play in the NFL. Should you tell them, nah, man, that's too dangerous? Nah, man, man, people that's healthy, man. I know people that's actually in wheelchairs right now, man, from playing in that NFL that didn't have a prosthetic leg. I'm not trying to shoot your dream down, but at the same time, man, I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you hurt yourself. I don't want to see you put yourself in that situation where it could cause other damages in your life. Rico, do you have the right to say that? Maybe you have the right, but should you say that?
I mean, if you feel like it's a possibility, yeah, you could always let them know that there's a risk.
Yeah.
On that specific scenario that you gave, yeah, you can let them know. Okay, man, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? I mean, because there's a thin line between an imagination and a vision. Very thin line. To be honest with you, some people's vision, when they speak it and tell other people about it sounds like a very vivid imagination. Oh man, yeah, you got a wide open mind, man. Ooh, you got a great imagination. Until you see that this person actually brings it to fruition. Then you say, okay, no, that wasn't an imagination. That was a vision. He had a plan. He knew some science. There were certain steps that they took, certain moves that they made to make this vision come to light. But maybe you didn't believe it because you didn't know the steps that they were making behind the scenes. So it just seemed like an imagination or a dream so far-fetched. No, you can't do that. You're a black man. You ever heard? I mean, I'm pretty sure people on this broadcast heard that before. Other people told them, man, you ain't gonna be able to do this. Ain't no black man gonna do this or that. They ain't gonna let no black folk do that. You hear all that stuff. And to be honest with you, that's why we had to have a little bit extra oomph in our positive support, our positive reinforcement. It took some very special parents in our community to be able to reinforce that idea of you can be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. Just concentrate and focus and not listen to those pessimistic people, because there was reason to be doubtful and pessimistic at one point in time for groups of individuals. They had to fight for rights. They had to sneak and learn how to read, or had to relearn a language. So you can see where that will to have a vision and also that motivation to see it through can be killed when you see a lot of poverty and despair. So I think of telling people to do it. When
Mm-hmm.
they say, they can do this and that, I also know that there are things that happen that I can't comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of structures around here in this world that I look at, and I'm like, man, how did that happen? How did they do this? How did they do that? Look at the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to figure that out, but somebody made it happen. Somebody might come along later on down the road and be able to replicate that exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that I would be able to see men and women turn into each other.
Mm. Wow.
So if I heard that when I was young, I probably would have laughed. Man, you ain't gonna be no woman when you get grown. What you sound like? You crazy. Oh, but look at technology. So even Stephen Hawking learned how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I tell people that anything is possible, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe it, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't hesitate to be the one to tell them to stop wasting my time talking about it. When I see them sitting up there ordering DoorDash all day and gaining 20 pounds a week, talking about they fixing to run a marathon. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you wasting your time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. We ain't got to talk no more because you
Yeah.
talking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, at the same time, you got to be able to recognize and call out ignorance and stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, some things are unrealistic, especially if they're talking about they're gonna run that marathon tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You
And they
know
will.
what I'm saying? I mean, so some things are impossible
Mm-hmm. Now, Rico, what
if
do you
you
say?
didn't make the right step to accomplish that.
Exactly. Now we also spoke earlier about the Wright brothers, and people say that it was unrealistic to think that you're gonna get something that big up into the air. You're gonna get that up in the air, and it's gonna take you from here all the way over there. Man, then man, stop playing, man. That's unrealistic, man. Ain't nowhere in the world, man. How when you ever seen that at before? How do you think it's gonna happen? But now look at the size of the planes that we're flying from here to wherever we're going. Because they had a dream and a vision. Was it unrealistic at that time? Some would say yes, it was. Very unrealistic because it's never happened. So what do we draw the line, or what do we set the limitations as to what we shoot down, Rico?
You really have to look at where your technology is at that point in time. Like if somebody told me they want to walk to China,
Mm.
I know that they might have some type of invention or something that they thought of if they knew anything about how to get to China.
Mm-hmm.
You got to cross a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say you're going to walk there. Oh, well, maybe he coming up with some type of invention is almost like some surfboard shoes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, what has he got going on?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like I said, man, you have to be able to understand where a person's mindset is and what moves they're making to actually do that. If you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, the best thing for you to do is to tell them, you know what I'm saying, hey, do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
I'd
good.
like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like the man said, man, listen, the people have been to the moon several times. Toussaint, people has been to the moon several times, but I got another plan. I'm gonna go to the sun. I'm gonna go to the sun. I'm gonna be the first one to ever go to the sun. Fella say, man, hold on, bro. You gonna go to the sun? You do realize, man, the sun is extremely hot, man, and you gonna burn yourself up, man, trying to go to the sun. He said, no, no, no. I got this thing figured out. I'm gonna go at night. Woo! Yeah. Toussaint. Come on,
You're
man.
gonna be the first one, and you're gonna be the last one. Now we're going. Now you gotta go into. I don't know where. Yeah, okay, all right. Raheem, you try to now see what you try to do, Raheem. It's true. You try to prove your point.
No, no, no. I'm gonna go at night. Woo!
Hey, but wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome?
It'll be
Hey,
something.
they going to Mars. I'm telling you, they going to Mars to
Mhm.
get a rock. But
Exactly.
hey, but you know what? What about the and I put it down there. This guy's name, he deep sea diver
Mm-hmm.
called Bashir, I think
Yeah.
it is.
This year. Mm-hmm.
Was he reinstated as an amputee?
Yep.
Amputee?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who? He gonna do what? And then with all the obstacles that was against him,
Mm-hmm.
racial biases and all of that. But Raheem, you was trying to prove your point. You gonna go way out there.
I'm
But
going
you know,
at night.
they got this. Well, I don't know about the sun because that's pretty hot there. But you know, we've had time after time, people have been uh laughed at,
Yeah.
criticized,
Mm-hmm.
mocked. Oh, I got one. I got one.
Talk to me.
Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll build it up
Mm-hmm.
again.
Exactly.
If I
Three
be lifted up,
days. Mm-hmm.
draw men unto me.
Mm-hmm.
He the king of the Jews.
Yeah. Come on.
The king should have a crown
Mm-hmm.
and a robe.
Mm-hmm.
Hail the king. And they still don't believe it.
To this day.
But they put him on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
And uh I was thinking the other day, and it just came to my mind. They didn't tie his hands and feet to the
Mm-hmm.
cross. They nailed it
Yes.
as
Mm.
a cruel act, just to you know, hey, you save others, save yourself.
Save yourself.
He calling Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "I'm thirsty," and they give him vinegar to drink,
Mm.
and they took him out. Boy, look at him. They took him down from that cross and put him in a tomb,
Mm-hmm.
sealed it up, and come and had the audacity to put some people there to guard the grave.
Yep.
But when that day came, they went check the grave and nobody there.
Empty.
Lord have mercy. Why you seek the living among the dead? So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I just want to throw that out here for free.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Good deal. Badger, talk to me.
I mean, I was thinking about the whole son thing. You never said they planned on coming back. So as long
I,
as they accomplished it, right?
I hope if they go into the sun, I hope they did plan on it being a one-way trip.
See, that's man. If you would have told me I was going to be on a podcast, I would have said that you would nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I guess, in a way, I've just come to learn that a lot of things are possible,
Mm-hmm.
and to sit there and tell someone that it's not, are you coming from a place of jealousy because they have the willpower?
Mm.
That's something I was sitting here thinking about. Like, for someone to say to work so hard to tell someone that it's not possible, where are they coming from?
Mm-hmm. What if they are coming from a place of concern though, or ultimate concern for that person and that person's well-being? Is that still the same animal?
To me, a concerned person would work hard to make sure that they are thinking about both sides.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't just focus on no, you can't.
Badger, have you ever talked to anybody, had a conversation with somebody, and you had the best, your intentions was honorable, but and you dealt with both sides of the coin, if you will. But the only thing they didn't hear any positive that you said. Only thing they harped on or that they grabbed onto was the negative. You know, you might want to think about doing this, or you might, blase, blase, blase. They just held on to the negative aspect of it. Have you ever had a situation like that?
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that, because a lot of times they're a lot of times people gonna hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
They're gonna, you can say 10 positive things, but once you say that one negative thing, that's all they heard. That whole conversation was a wash. They
Yeah.
heard that one negative thing that you said. And now Badger, you don't want me to be successful. You don't want me to win, man. You don't say,
So
but see, you don't say 9 things already positive things, but they just harp on that one negative thing. And that's all they hear. And that's all your conversation is based on. Go ahead, Badger.
I was sitting here thinking, because most of the conversations I've had where that scenario comes up is when it comes to political things.
That's a whole different conversation, brother.
Well, kinda, because they have these dreams or ideologies that they want to see come to fruition, and it's the focus of, they don't think their votes count, or some other negative thing, and that's all they hear. Or they don't think we could come together to accomplish something greater.
Okay.
So it's because the moment, for me, I would say, hey, we got to get together and, educate ourselves. And boy, they go down the whole negative track real quick.
Exactly.
So from that aspect, I can understand what you're saying.
Okay.
However, if you're if you're concerned about a person like the amputee wanting to play football, you would also try to uplift them to continue pushing. So it's that's kind of that's a complicated one, because that's an individual by individual basis.
Could be.
That's why, to me, weighing words matters.
Good deal. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. And he got a point. Weighing words, it does matter. That's a great point he just made. So I don't want everybody to miss that. You have to weigh the words in what you say, because you being the sender, you can't tell the person how to receive it. You can't tell a person how to receive it. And they may receive, and they may only hear the negative. Like I said earlier, you could say 9 positive things, but they only harp on that one negative thing that you said, or what appear to them to be negative. You could just be be very cautious for them, and not want them to walk down a road that could be very detrimental to them, their health, and everything that's around them. K with the E. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Blessed, and you all.
Blessed as well, sis. Blessed as well. We're talking about killing your unrealistic, a person killing your unrealistic expectations. And we coming from a place like, if a person has a prosthetic leg, but their lifelong dreams is to play in the NFL, with all the dangers that go on with the average, quote unquote, average normal person. It has to be multiplied a little bit, because of the fact that this person has a prosthetic leg. How do you tell that person that to be careful? How is that unrealistic that they should even think that they could do that? Or how would you approach that, Kay?
I would tell them that, y'all know I'm different. All things are possible through Christ, who strengthens me. And it shows us, like, there are people out there with legs and arms, like, they can do just as much, if not more, than people can do with their natural. They still run. Just one run track right now.
Yeah.
So it's possible, because that means that creator upstairs, like, he know our story before we have one. So when he created that, he knew it was going to happen. So he created a way where they can be miracles. Those are his miracles. So I would just encourage that person, you can. And you definitely could be God's miracle. Make it happen.
Wow.
And I'll be your biggest cheerleader.
Now, running track, and you're absolutely right. There are some individuals that has prosthetic limbs, that are legs, if you will, that are running track. But isn't that a little different? Running track, than playing on actually on a football field in an NFL football game with all this stuff that goes on on that field? Isn't that a little different?
It's a lot different, but who are we to tell the person that ain't they miracle? Like, we just can't do that. Like, when a person tear a person's dream down like that, it could be anybody's dream. It don't even got to be that kind of dream. You best to believe you got one on the way. You're going to have a dream, and it's going to be torn down, because when you that break, you don't even know what you could be doing to a person's heart, depression, anything. And when you do that to a person, then we pay for that. That ain't something we supposed to just go around doing. And there's a lot of wicked people in the world that does that. And then they wonder, why am I going through this? Well, you tore that lady's dream down, or you tore that kid's dream down. How they tell a kid something. It was a good example yesterday at the Mother's Day. My granddaughter made all her mom's Mother's Day gifts, and she made her 21 gifts, y'all. I mean, 21 gifts. Card. She made her a coffee cup with little messages in them, and made her a little spoon for the cup. She made all this by hand. And my daughter was sitting there talking about, oh, Chloe made this ish. And she was just talking stuff, not realizing that she had her son sitting there that was feeling bad. He didn't get to buy his mama nothing or make her nothing. He went and ran out the room and everything. She had to stop what she was doing, go calm him down and talk to him, because she crushed him and didn't even know she was crushing her own son. And Chloe told her, Chloe's like, DT, I ain't worried about you. She didn't even crush Chloe. Chloe was like, I'm not worried about you. You just a hater. She said, my mama happy. My mama got all those gifts to open. And it was like forever. It took my daughter 30 minutes to open her 9-year-old gifts. 30 minutes. She had that many handmade gifts, and they were gorgeous. Like, it outbeat everything anybody went and bought her. It was just a hard moment, but she crushed 20 minutes hard talking about it. And he was hurt. I was like, see what you did? I said, y'all have to watch what y'all say around these kids. You ain't hurting that girl's heart. Yeah, so it happens.
Exactly.
Self-consciously, people do that. So people have to be conscious of what they do, because your feelings can get hurt too.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Phone lines open. Good morning, TikTok. How y'all doing over there? Good to have y'all this morning. Give us a call. Give me some of that love y'all be getting, the hearts and them gifts and all this stuff. Send something to me. If y'all appreciate the broadcast, send something to me. Let me go to Shanavia. Shanavia, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, doing well. Good to have you, sis. We're asking a question. How do you kill someone's unrealistic expectations? And I know you deal with this every day, but if a person come to you and they have a prosthetic leg, and I'm just using this as an example, there's other things out there that we can use, but this is just one that's been sticking this morning. If a person come to you, they have a prosthetic leg, and their whole lifelong dream is to play in the NFL, as dangerous as it is for people, quote unquote, normal people with all their parts, would you discourage? How would you tell the person that it may be an unrealistic expectation, or do you even deal with that at all?
I mean, no, you definitely don't crush it, because it's always it's unrealistic until it's done. There's a lot of quote unquote unrealistic things that we live in right now that people said could not and would not be done. But yet here they are getting done. So, I mean, is there a level of reality? And then we have to even be careful with that, because is this my reality, or is this your reality, or am I projecting my reality on to you? Because I don't know how you're training. I would encourage you, like, hey, if that's your dream, go ahead and do it. Now let's think about the other side of this. What if you don't quite meet that standard or meet that goal? What's your plan then? Are you gonna go at it, continue training until you get on the practice team and eventually on, or are you gonna give up after that? I mean, I would go that approach. But as far as to be like, you can't do that, no, you will never be able to do that. No. That, I mean, you got to think about whenever somebody first hurt your feelings or crushed your dreams, whenever you were so excited about doing something and how it took the magic out of it, how it just deflated your balloon. You got to think about how you feel. When somebody told you that, boy, you ain't gonna go to college, girl, you ain't gonna amount to nothing. You gonna stay right here. You go be what your grandmama then was and your auntie then. You ain't gonna do nothing. How many times have we, like, whenever we're told those things, simple things, day-to-day life things, going to college, getting out of the hood, just something like that was crushed. So it's always unrealistic until it's done. So no, there's a reason why the graveyard is the richest place on earth, because so many dreams die right along with that person because somebody crushed their heart, crushed their dreams.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Cap, we're gonna go in this order. Cap, Rico, Donna, we're gonna continue. Cap, what's on your heart?
No, I think everybody really covered everything. I can't add no more than what I said. Like I said, it was great. It was great. I mean, everybody leaned into the conversation, and we all come to the conclusion. You know, you got to get past the haters and the negativity. You know, haters. I mean, you made a very good point about the son that didn't have nothing to give his mother for Mother's Day gift and feeling bad. But I think that we all have to really understand that we have this kind of mindset in our families, and of course, Dr. Lynn said he don't waste no time hanging with people like that. But you never know what's in a person's heart. You can be hanging with somebody who you think got the best intentions for you until a situation arises, and out of the clear blue sky, they say some stuff way to the left. And you say, oh, well, no, I'm just saying. I'm not, that ain't how I think, but you know how most people think.
Yeah.
I did a post yesterday, and the post said, you know, for those men who say that your baby's mother is a sorry ASS mother, it's because she was made that way by your sorry ASS butt. You know what I'm saying? I posted that. It was Mother's Day because it was a story came that I knew about that the mother, the child's father told his mother, because he was not old enough to buy his mother a Mother's Day gift because he was too young. So of course it's the duty of the father to buy a Mother's Day gift for the child. And then also it's a duty of the man to buy a Mother's Day gift for a woman who bears his child. Okay. But this dude says, you know, I'm not going to buy no gift for my baby's mother when she's a sorry mother. And I heard about it, so I did a post. And the reality is, she wasn't sorry when you laid down with her. She wasn't sorry, a mother and a woman, when you chose her to be your girlfriend or your wife.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden she's a sorry mother? Because, you know, you refuse to buy a gift for her because of what? Child support, maybe because she don't want you to develop, whatever. So I posted that, and I said she was made that way by you. You're sorry behind it. So I got all these likes, but I got 3-4 comments. Have you ever taken consideration? He may be right. You know, there are women like that. And I mean, you know, it sounds like, you know, you judging him. Have you ever took that consideration, Mr. Muhammad? I mean, you know, there are some women that is some sorry so-and-so mothers. And I said, you know, listen, there are exceptions to the rule. And I did a comment, and I said, yeah, that's true. I think we all know some mothers that may not be fit, all right? I said, but this was a situation dealing with Mother's Day. And this is a situation with a person that would say to the child, Daddy, can you give me some money so I can buy Mama a Mother's Day gift? And I'm not giving you nothing because your mother is a sorry mother. You don't do that Mother's Day. And so I took homage to it. But the people that supported But there's always 2 or 3 negative people who try to defend that madness. Now, that's not the point. Yes, there is some mothers that are unfit. Okay, we all know some. Some mothers you think, man, come on, man. But the bottom line, I'm talking about Mother's Day. I'm talking about a particular situation that something you shouldn't say to a child. Because to a child, there's no such thing as a no good mother. To a child, there's no such thing as a no good father. Now, maybe down the road, if that father and that mother had abused that child, sexually or mentally, but that's an exception again to the rule. But the negative person that comes on to try to defend someone who does that, see, there's no justification for that to be said on Mother's Day. You can't justify that. And even if she is that in your mind, you don't tell that child that. You don't do that. So negativity is a reality. Negativity, man, is people, man, who just, he just can't, and not like somebody said it, because they cannot meet their own expectations. So they want to tear down yours.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because they don't have no dream.
Mm-hmm.
So if we know people like that, they can't believe they don't have nothing in their life positive, but they don't like nothing positive in their life. Come on, man. So that was one of the things. And I looked at the car. There was 3 of them. But all of them was men. Never was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell by the men's comment that they was that dude who destroyed the woman that you had. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us, and we believe, I believe it. He said, there's no such thing as a no good woman. And if you found one she was made that way by no good man, I stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on that. I stand on that.
That's
all. Okay. And also by all the ladies, I'm sorry to say, happy belated women, Mother's Day. I salute you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a heck of a statement. There are no such thing as bad or negative or woman in that regard. That's a heck of a statement. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I wish I would about my baby mama damn Mother's Day.
Hey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wish I would. Y'all know, I told a story a couple of weeks ago, Better, like I hate when Rico bring up that story about the little girl that had to walk past her brother and sister in the deep freezer every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's still in prison alive. I wonder if she deserves a Mother's Day present from the child that she forced to help put her siblings in the freezer. I celebrate it and respect these traditions that man has created, these days that they choose to celebrate. I observe them, but I wouldn't just dare put that type of standard or importance on it to the point to where I make that just so I'm gonna say wholesale, because every father ain't a good father and every mother ain't a deserving mother. We got some messed up people out here done had children and killed them, screwed them, ate them. Completely evil people that did this stuff to their own children, men and women. I wouldn't dare make a woman feel like she entitled to receive that praise when she done did everything less than a mother and a woman should do. And I definitely can't blame it on all men, because then that would make me the reason why my baby mama is the way that she is. And if that's what anybody on here believes, then y'all actually just pulling my leg then. I can't be as good as y'all say I am. See, you just can't put that I can't just group everybody together like that. The truth is there is negativity and some reality. I don't expect an 80-year-old man to go out here and break Usain Bolt's record, and he ain't even ran track ever. Maybe if he was in a wheelchair, but that wouldn't be legal. That's just something. Now, if I put it this way, if I was a professional and I was the one that had experience, and somebody said that they had the same dreams or they were going to accomplish the same goals as I did, but I know that they weren't making the right effort, taking the right steps to do those things that they're saying, then I know they've been delusional. And even then, I might tell them what you need to do. If you're going to do that, then the first step would be to do this. The first step would be to do that. If not, you're wasting your time. What you're saying is delusional. I'm going to tell them that. Call it crushing the dream if you want to. But the real deal is you got to take the right steps to do some of these things. You know, you got to crawl before you walk. And some people think that they can accomplish some of these dreams. I ain't gonna call it vision. I'm gonna call it, see, that's like I said, it's a thin line between imagination, dreams, and vision. Some people think they can accomplish these dreams just automatically at the stop of their finger. I'm gonna be rich one day. I'm gonna rule the world one day. Why? Just because I said so. Speaking it into existence. And it's gonna be a miracle because I'm favored. I'm highly favored. What's for me is for me. I'm gonna be a doctor one day. I'm gonna be a heart surgeon. You ain't went to nobody's school.
Unrealistic.
So I mean, you know, yeah, unrealistic. I mean, so you know, if I have experience in that situation, or if I have any type of knowledge of what it takes to become or to accomplish whatever that goal is, you know, I will try my best to, you know, let you know that these are the steps you may need to take. You may need to go to college. Remember when you was in the barbershop and they were telling you that it's a waste of time going to college?
Yeah.
Guess what? Now you're 40 years old and you still want to accomplish that dream. It ain't never too late. I'll tell them that. It ain't never too late. But you got to take these steps that you didn't want to take 20 years ago, or you just talking out the side of your neck. You just like to hear yourself talk. You just saying a bunch of words. So, I mean, you know, there will be a time where you have to be realistic with people.
Exactly.
And there is some realism in negativity of sometimes they might call it constructive criticism. But there might be some negativity in constructive criticism. But it's a positive and you receiving that so you can correct your steps and actually accomplish that dream. Sometimes just don't take that negative. You remember you said that earlier about one person hear all this positive and they ignore that, but they pay attention to the negative.
Yeah.
That one little piece of negative, but that one little piece of negative, it might be what's holding you back from being the best you that you can be.
Good
accomplishing
deal.
that goal.
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, go ahead, man.
Good. Man, I'm loving the conversation and the way that it's going, but I want to give Captain a chance. We got a few people. We got Curtis. I want to go to Curtis as well. So Curtis, I know you're there, brother. Hold for 1 second for me. Captain, you want to respond to what Rico just said?
Yeah, let me say this to you, Brother Rico. I think it really was, you know, I feel your view. I know you have been and you've expressed the situation between your baby mama and yourself. And we pretty much hear the story quite a bit. And it's an emotional pain that you go through. And we take, you know, we really empathize with you. I use the word. But this was not what I was talking about. I was talking about a particular situation where the son, if your son would have called you and said, Dad, can you give me some money to give the mama? Now, you may say that. I'm not giving us, okay, but that was your son. I'm not talking about what you are obligated for Mother's Day. I thought I made that clear. And then I said it was exception to the rule. And then I said this, when you find a no good woman, that she was made that way by no, but that ain't got nothing to do, when you say a no good woman, it can cover a lot of categories. It could cover her cheating. It could cover her not being responsible to you. But when I look at, we only heard one side of the story with you, Brother Rico. We never heard your mama come on here and say, let me tell you why. And that's true. That's one side. There's two sides to every side. We don't take, we don't get into judging people's situations, but we have a tendency of putting our situation out there in the public. We will sell you. You are means in them. But I can't sit there and say, well, what did you lend to this? Because she must have been cool enough for you to be with her. Surely you must have seen the signs. Surely what did you do to create that? We don't know that. So when I make the statement that Donna Elijah Muhammad said, well, yeah. Because if we look at every situation in the reality, we have never confessed that we turned them that way. by what we said, what we cheated, what we did. We never would be men enough to say, well, she that way because, I cheated on her. I can feel why. Oh, we don't know that. Or she that way because I based on her in front of her friend. We don't know. But that's only, again, an exception to the rule. Has nothing to do with, I can feel you. Okay, that's cool. But look at what I say. See, let's get past our emotions and look what I said. I substantiate there are exceptions to the rule. You may be that exception, Rico, to that rule. I said it was a particular situation for Mother's Day. It was a child calling the father, Dad, can you give me some money? And for him to crush the son, who he say he loved the son. But to say that about a mother, that he don't see that's a no good mother. That was just not the right time. That was the situation. So no, Rico, I wasn't comparing it to your situation. Is again an exception to the rule. That's what I want to say, brother.
Good deal. Good deal. We got to keep this thing moving on. Rico, you want to respond to that real quick, and then we're going to keep the conversation going.
And I was given that exception. I was given my reason on why I wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean,
no, it wasn't directly toward you, Rico.
Oh yeah, but see, I was given that exception. Once again, I was given that scenario of that exception, and that's why I didn't hang on to me. That's why I went back to the woman that killed her 2 children and put them in the freezer. And that's why I made it a point to let it be known that I wouldn't put that type of entitlement on a woman nor a man.
Now let me say this.
Now, I wouldn't get that entitlement to that recognition, because every man or every parent doesn't deserve that recognition.
Okay. Let me do this right here. If Rico and Captain, if they would agree to this, because I don't want to overwhelm the morning glow with it, but if y'all want to, at some point today, y'all let me know if y'all want, even if y'all want to do it. But we can have that conversation, and it could be on the Raheem Aljamain show, whatever time y'all want to do it today, and we could address this in its entirety. And I do know the word is entirety.
It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick.
I mean, if y'all,
this is not a Captain and Rico moment. I just heard his pain. I felt it, and I didn't want him to think, that I overlooked. There's everybody got bad situations. I could tell. But for the sake of being positive, I said, everybody knows some women is not fit. I just said that. I believe that. But this was one situation. All right. And then I mentioned the 3 people that comment on my page. They had that same, well, listen, man. Okay. But we got to listen to what the situation is. Would you say to your child who call you, who know y'all got beef with the mama, y'all, would you say to your child that you say you love? I'm not giving. Okay, that's the same thing. He made a good point, right? Rico said, and there's men that women feel like that. That's for men.
Good deal. Good
but
deal.
The bottom line, I was just one scenario. Now Rico's all right. This is no conversation because we got more in common than we doing it. That's all. Why me deal with something that we got more. Me and Rico got more in common than not in common. We're not gonna see all of us on there. I'm not gonna see eye to eye with everything.
Good deal.
That's what the beautiful morning glow is.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing no after talkers. We cool about this, man.
Good.
At least
Good
that's
deal.
me. That's my attitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I agree. The misunderstanding ain't as deep as what you think it is. Like I said, I was just giving that scenario of both parents not deserving that traditional reward or praise that comes with that.
Good deal.
Because I celebrated myself, but I will say that everybody doesn't deserve that. That was only my point.
Okay. So y'all stay right there. We got to keep this thing moving. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
Yeah. Nothing's cookie cutter. I hear some people say, well, I'm a good parent. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. But you out here eating seafood while your children home sharing a cereal bowl. I hear what you're saying, but your actions don't line up with your expectations of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna get there from where you are? I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the thought where the exceptions to the rule, because there's nothing impossible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there are impossibilities for some that ain't about nothing. They
Mm-hmm.
think they are. I hear you. I hear you talking. But the direction you going, you'll never get there. How in the world you gonna start in New York, or let me say, yeah, and you head to California, but you're going east. Okay, yeah, in the car. You ain't got no boat,
Mm.
no plane, but you
Wow.
head in the
Mm.
wrong direction fast. So, there are people that have high dreams. I hear these millionaires talking, future millionaires talking, and you time running out. I'm not trying to discourage you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm listening to you. And the way you run your mouth, you say, okay, all right, let's see how that work out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on. See, you don't even know how to talk to people. And your conversation is just, I just shake my head. Matter of fact, do you know that some people say, well, if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all. Well, I just be quiet because you ain't talking about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't heard nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the life is limited, unlimited. But for some people, unfortunately, reality have to set in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to let reality set in. And uh the way you are conducting yourself and your dreams don't add up. It
Mm-hmm.
just don't do it.
Wow.
So this is a twofold conversation. Unfortunately, it winds up being that. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
how life is. I mean, uh some people can get from the pit to the palace,
Mm-hmm.
but some people are like Harry Hippie. I think that's Harry Hippie.
Can some go from the palace to the pit?
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't handle it. That's why they commit suicide.
Yes, sir.
Jump out of the high-rise building,
Mm-hmm.
uh, CEO of the company, and the stocks fail and you can't take it. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it happens.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah. And
50.
matter of fact, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Go,
I
no,
mean,
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought,
no.
brother.
Matter of fact, there are so many people that they are so high up that their arrogance bring them down.
Wow.
Can I
Yeah.
comment?
508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We're talking today. Our conversation has veered just a little bit, but actually what we're talking about is, can you kill someone unrealistic expectations? Can you kill someone unrealistic expectation? Man, I heard you. I'm coming to you, brother. I heard you. I got my layout going on right here. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm just listening. I learned so much from that listening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing to me. We have to take into accountability
Mm-hmm.
the things that we bring into reality.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things you thought about when you were a kid, you manifested them, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So think of all these things, those things we've chose to manifest, those things who have come out. I got some people who will say, one thing I can usually tell about people is when they start boasting and bragging about, pull their record.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just pull their record. Because I guarantee you, when you lay the record down, it tells the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are, where you been, what you did, it leaves a footprint. Man, I love Captain Dennis. I may not always agree with Captain Dennis, but he's been a man a lot longer than me. Just that alone. Don't say it was a good man, bad man, worthy. He's been a man a lot longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
Think about, I know guys that don't know their kids, washed up, drug addicts, and everything. But I've seen them mothers say, but they're still your dad.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And then when you grow up and you plant your seed, that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Where you planted, it's where you chose. So we have to be real careful. Anger leaves a terrible void. And it's better that you get that out of you and fill that with something positive. I've seen dudes in the gutter. And how you feel your friend standing next to you, that's my dad. That man that be out at the park, that's my dad. I got a friend right now. He used to give all his clothes and stuff, used clothes and money and everything when he was here. And he said, you know why I do everything I do? Because that man could be my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know how bad black men have been talked about, shot down and done, and rightfully so, the way they've treated their children and the women that they have been with. So everybody can tell the story about you, but make sure you come up on the positive end of that story at the end of the day. Make amends. Do the best you can to correct the mistakes you have made. But don't hold on to anger and resentment, because you will still be held accountable for that.
Good deal. Good deal. Absolutely. Again, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, what up, fam?
What's going on with you?
fellas?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. I know you've been listening. I want you to listen in for a minute so you can get the gist as to what we're talking about. What's on your heart right now? We got two different things going on. We're talking about the how do you kill unrealistic expectations? And we made reference to a young man that has wanted to play in the NFL his whole life, but he have a prosthetic leg. Is that a realistic or unrealistic expectation? And either or, how do you deal with that? How do you approach that person? And we also talking about the situation with the mothers. So Curtis, what's on your heart?
Well, realistically, man, in the world we in today, man, there is a possibility that a guy could play in the NFL with a prosthetic leg.
Mm-hmm.
One, it depends on what position he plays.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it depends on how dedicated he is. People with prosthetic legs run triathlons. They do triathlons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I served with some dudes and when I went to college that had prosthetics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I went to an expedited program at University of Syracuse. And those guys, they were doing PT, they were doing everything that everybody else was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the chance of him making it to the league is slim, but you still can't put that dream out. You know, my grandmother told me a long time ago, she said, a man without a dream will have no focus.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kept that with me my whole life. A man without a dream will have no focus. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the baby mama situation, I actually had that happen to me, where my son called me and said he wanted to get something for his mother. And the lesson I learned in that is the truth is my son don't have the money. I do. But the fact that he wanted to get something for his mother, that's between him and his mother. See, I think sometimes this is no slight to anybody because we all deal with situations the way we deal with situations. And for the most part, we can justify why and how we deal with those things, and it's justifiably so. But the way I deal is that when it comes down to my kids, if my kids is asking of me something that shows their unique heart towards another person, and it's positive, then I try to accommodate that, regardless to how I may feel about the situation. At the end of the day, that kid may not actually know what it is that, me and their mama went through or whatever, and it ain't none of their business to know.
Yeah.
Often we let kids into a world that they realistically do not understand.
That's good.
And we expect for them, we almost hold them accountable for understanding that which they have never even gone through. They couldn't lead you one way or the other, but we expect for them to understand our situation, and they don't. Only thing they know is that's my mama or that's my daddy, and I love them.
Yeah, good deal.
They're today, and I wanna do something for them, but I don't have the money. So, I mean, but it's to each his own, man. Everybody got their own situation. Everybody got their own circumstance. And everybody got their own reasoning for believing what they believe. But
exactly,
that actually happened.
Good deal. Good
and
deal.
I took, because I know her, I took my son. I said, well, what do you think she would want? He said, Daddy, you know what? Mama like pocketbooks. So I know her, and I know she like Coach. So I said, okay, that's what's up. We got in the car, and I turned that into a time where me and him could bond, right? Man to man, father to son, while all at the same time giving him that ability to honor what he felt was right.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Got to keep it moving. Okay, hold right there, brother. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna keep this thing moving. We're gonna go right now to Willow. Then we're gonna go to Badger, K, and then Navy.
Good morning, Raheem.
Good.
I thought about the discouragement that we as individuals do to people who have been given visions or ideas that they thought about that we don't see. We all have our own way of looking at things. We can tell that by the conversations that we have on DKM. And, people brought up a lot of points when you talk about words and how you could discourage someone. But then also it could be an encouragement, because that person might say, because you think it's not going to happen, I'm going to make it happen. So it might be a push. It might make them even more determined to make you out of, now I ain't going to say a liar, but to make you out of someone that just tried to discredit what they knew that they could do. So it's so important that as an individual, as yourself, that when you have a vision, a lot of people will say, well, keep it to yourself and then, work on what you need to work on. But, sometimes you even got to give them, should I say, that opposite coin where you always say, well, have you made sure you looked at this? And it's the delivery on how you do that. You're not trying to discourage them, but you're trying to get them to maybe look at some things that they didn't think about when they said they were doing whatever they were doing. Because certainly faith without works is dead. You can't just say, I'm looking for a job, and at home you're on a video game all day. So I can see the conversations and a lot of people's opinions about what they're saying when we're talking about this subject. But it's so important that we try to help people to get to the next level of their life, because it's already a struggle.
Yes.
As an individual, when you don't know the environment a person has been into, and say, I want to get out of it.
Exactly.
So that's what's on my heart right here.
Good deal. We got Badger, then we got Kate, then we got Navy. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, as always, about an experience I watched my wife go through, where they called her a liar because she was happy about being pregnant. Because most of the women around there said that that's not possible, to not have pain and not do this and not it's impossible. And I watched her look at him and go, not bothering me. And it just got me thinking while we were talking about this, how much oneself can get in the way. Talking about that anger, that the emotions that can get in our own way from accomplishing something, like anxiety as well. That so a lot of times I feel that some of these people that have goals, it's ourselves that get in the way. And then when we hear other people, it's like, I was right. I am not good enough, worthy enough, and so on and so on. You know, that unfortunate negative mentality that a person could end up developing about themselves. And that's another aspect to this conversation as well, because watching my wife go through what she did, it gave me strength, because it's like, I really ain't got to believe what other people say about me. So there are things that can happen to us, be it the most extreme negative or extreme positive and everything in between, that serves a purpose, either for us or for someone around us.
Good deal.
And people that accomplish those supposed impossible things, how many people actually took that as a learning lesson, I wonder?
Wow. Let me go to K with the E, and then we're going to Shanavia. K, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh, just listening. It's definitely different levels of it. But you asked the question, if he was trying to be a football player, what would you tell him? So that's a different story. But if it's somebody coming to you and they say, "Oh, I'm about to," like they say, looking for a job, but all you see them doing is sitting around playing the game or doing nothing. You ain't looking for no job. What you looking for a job on that P5 thing? I don't understand that one. That's a different story. But a person coming to you and talking about their expectations of becoming a movie star or, playing football, and they got these artificial limbs, it's a difference. And a person that got full functional capability of getting up, making things happen, and always talking about what they're going to do or what they're getting ready to do. And they did nothing. And here it is, 20 years later, they still ain't getting nothing. And ain't nothing wrong with them. So it's a difference with you talking about handicapped, saying what they're going to do, as opposed to a full function body. So it makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
Who you would say to the person.
You sit on that porch, the same porch for 20 years, ain't doing nothing, man. You ain't expecting nothing. You shouldn't expect anything because
That's right.
you put you put no work in. Navy, talk to me, sister, from the counselor standpoint of you, Navy. How would you deal with that situation? They come to you and y'all are having a session and they say they really want to be in the NFL. Now you know that this person have a prosthetic leg. And you know the like Curtis said, the possibilities of them actually making it to the NFL, because a lot of people that want to play in the NFL never make it. So Shanavia, how do you deal with that individual? How does that conversation go?
Well, I'm gonna kind of double down on what I said originally, earlier in the podcast of, yes, there is a way of being realistic without being destructive with your words, because sometimes it's not what you say but how you say it, and the delivery of what is being said. Because I hate whenever people say, oh, I'm just giving you constructive criticism, when there was no construction going on at all with these whatever. It was just criticism, and you use that as an opportunity to be a butthole towards somebody. But in this situation, my job is to plant seeds and make you think. Like, my job isn't to give you the answer. My job isn't to tell you yay or nay or what have you. But my job is to be like, okay, well, what are your plans? Oh, well, I haven't thought about that. Okay, well, let's break that down. Let's think about, okay, what do you need in order to get to this level? Have you set up training? Who have you studied? Have you reached out to people? Like, my job is to get you to think about the next step. And while I may not be able to take you to each one of those steps, you at least need to be thinking about, okay, what's step one? What comes after that? Who do I need to reach out to in order to reach the goal that I'm trying to accomplish? And I think that's the thing that also becomes so overwhelming and discouraging to us. I tell anybody that comes into my office is that whenever you're having this feeling of overwhelm, you're trying to eat an elephant in one big bite. You got to break it down into bite-sized pieces, because if not, you're going to choke on it. And the more that you choke on it, the more you're going to get discouraged by it. So break it down into bite-sized pieces, make it plain, make a plan, execute that plan.
Yes.
And if you don't make it the first go around, then okay, that's your first attempt in learning. Keep failing until you learn and until you reach where you're trying to go to. And if you never make it to the NFL, but you make it to at least have an invite or something like that, man, look where you started and look where you are now.
Wow, that's good. And I always say to people, you never have any losses. You either have victories or you have learning experiences, and you need to take from both of those and build. The victories, everybody loves the victories, but when you don't have a victory, you have a learning experience. You need to go back in and evaluate that whole situation to its fullest, in its entirety, and figure out what you need to do to tweak it, make it work better, so you can go back in again and then possibly get that victory that you're looking for. We're going to go in this area right here. We're going to go Rico, Toussaint, Leonard, and then Captain. Rico, what's on your heart?
Man, I want to reiterate what she was saying. That's sort of going back to what I was saying earlier about informing people of the necessary steps to take. You see, but the first thing is for you to, if you even get that plan in place, you could even get them to understand the plan or the information is needed. I call that education and wisdom, knowledge. They may still perceive that negatively if you, after you tell them that they got to first make the effort. They got to take that first step. And if you see they're not making that effort, the negative part is going to come in when you taking that first step. Then these things that you claim you want to do, these expectations that you have, are going to be slim to none, unless you're looking for a miracle. Oh, you just acting negative. No, I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you the truth that you got to take the first step. It ain't just going to happen unless some illness. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. I have seen where there were like people retired from the military, had a dream of playing college and pro football, and symbolically they became a symbol. They were allowed to play the last game of the season or something like that, come out and play linebacker. I remember the guy played at South Carolina, like 48 years old. Quite a few people. You have some women that play football, kicking field goals and stuff. So I want to play football with the boys. They did it. They made it happen. But they took steps. Now, other girls may have said that they want to play football. Other 40-year-old men may have said they want to play football, but they didn't take the steps. They didn't take the necessary steps. But then now, what this expectation is your expectation to go to the NFL and just make it on a team to say that you made it on a team, or do you plan on going to the NFL, being a starting running back, and breaking a record for rushing yards in one game? Oh man, I don't know, but I can still tell you the steps to take to get to the NFL. Now, if you only make it to the NFL, and they do you like they do the little Down syndrome children that they let come out and shoot 3-pointers at the end of the game when everybody is pretending to play defense. If you just happen to make it to the NFL and then they make you a symbol. Hey, look, y'all, he made it. He was on the practice squad. He got to do the special teams. But you had already had your mind set, and you had a vision that you was going to break Derrick Henry's single-game rushing record. Man, that was a far-fetched dream. So, I mean, how negative would you be by actually trying to let them know the reality of you doing that? It's slim to none. You know, some realities hurt, man. Some truths hurt. We could call it negative, or we could just call it reality. But I think the negativity comes once again, like Navy said, when you don't reinforce it or you don't have some type of direction to help them accomplish that. Because it would be negative to anybody to hear the moves that they're making are the wrong moves. That they're headed in the wrong direction. Everything they thought they was doing was the right way, but now they find out that it's the wrong way.
Wow.
That would be disappointing, discouraging. But in the process of, you letting these people know that what they have been doing is wrong, or the direction that they're going in is the wrong way, you have to also let them know the right direction to go in, or at least letting them know that they're going in the wrong direction. Sometimes you might not know what direction to tell them to go in, but at least you could tell them, hey, young man, hey, young woman, you keep going in that direction, they got a place for you that you ain't going to like.
Wow. That's good. We got another caller. We got a couple people we're going to go to, and actually it's Toya with a T. Toya with a T. We're coming to you, sis. Hold on. We're going to keep this thing moving. We got our 2 songs. What's on your heart, Leonard, Cap, and then we're going to Toya with a T.
No, just right quick. They got some people that have dreams, but they talk themselves out of it. I hear you said it. But you told me your dreams and you told me your limitations. And you focus more on your limitations than your dreams.
Yeah. Wow.
You got to change. You got to change your mindset. It's not the problem. It's how you looking at it.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to rethink the whole matter. Might have to start from scratch. You're gonna have to exercise. You're gonna have to do something else. Now, if a person, even with prosthetics, that says, "Oh, wait, I'm gonna be on the in the NFL." Well, he might want to be a punter. That's possible. Maybe he got a good defensive team, offensive line, and a good arm. That's possible. They got quarterbacks all day long. Stay in the pocket. And win.
Yeah.
And been winning. Is that a good phrase? Say, man, I want to be a professor and you can't talk. I had a guy at work. He said, and I'm gonna say that, I put it in the comment, but I just want to say that he says, man, you know what? He put up a sign at work. We was on the outside warehouse, and he put up a sign, "Bus stop to hell." I said, man, look, you're gonna have to get me a sign, because I don't want to be part of that sign. He said, well, I'm gonna be the driver. He said, I'm gonna be the driver. I said, well, there's a problem with that. It's a one-way trip.
Yeah.
And the driver got to get down too. Sometimes our dreams turn out to be nightmares, but it's because of us, not the dream. So that's about all I'm.
Good deal. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
I think sometimes we confuse certain things. Like I love another word, vision. So I think we talked about it the other last week sometime. Somebody can come up and tell you the craziest thing in the world. And I've seen people do the craziest thing in the world. I got a friend. We was younger when we graduated. We talking about what you gonna do, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 right? And the boy said, you know what? I'm gonna be a porn star.
Good Lord.
That's what he told me. So 30 years later, I see him. And I said, I bet you don't remember what you told me you was gonna be when you grew up. And we both said, look at God. Because now he's a pastor.
Wow.
I've seen, it's just amazing how people who limit themselves, that's how they usually wind up. You talking about dreams, and the devil, now you want to limit your dream? That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because the dream is just the dream. Now, my professionally, as a personal and small business management consultant, people bring raw ideas sometimes. I don't discourage them. Let's write the plan. Let's write a plan. Even with my boys, when they doing whatever, I tell you, you know what? Go and write me a plan where you see yourself in 5 years. If you don't know the in between, just give me an outline, and we'll work from there. Everything takes work. Some people, they just gifted and they just blessed, but those are the gifted, But there are other things that we can work for. You can have a dream to be something, but that does not negate that there's work in between that dream and how to get there.
Exactly.
And so when we sit there and we cast all this disillusionment, I like my man was saying, Tucson was saying, some of you just don't mess it up for yourself. So we have to make sure that we focusing on how we don't accomplish something.
Y'all still there? Raheem, your audio's out.
Can't hear you right here.
Sorry, everyone that's tuning in. Oh, some technical difficulties. Gonna have to get reset. The audio went out. Donald, what's your?
No, yeah. I talked myself out of some things.
Hold
You
on,
back,
gentlemen.
Raheem?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead, Captain.
You would be force because as a lawyer, my people wouldn't hire you, and your own people probably wouldn't. But you'll make a good sports. You should get into sports. Well, when Malcolm told that story, that seemed to be the story of many, many black youth that has their aspirations and goals and dreams and vision in life shot down by people of authority or people who should be encouraging them. I like what said, that she has to work. I think that was her who has to work to take people who have these goals and help them realistically obtain them, not to criticize them in a way that would shoot their star out the sky, but to be able to show them the steps by which to obtain your goal. So if somebody came and listen, I'm going to do this. I'm opening me a restaurant up, but we don't have a good health restaurant in the community. Or I'm gonna open up a supermarket, And I know my nephew broke into the 10th commandment. I was like, man, you can't even maintain a job. Now, I don't want to kill his spirit, but I have to realistically ask him questions. Well, where are you going to get the finance for this? See, that's not trying to kill, but trying to give him a realistic attitude. Well, I'm going to get out here and, I'm going to do this. I'm hustling the weeds. I'm going to, okay, all right. Do you have any experience cooking? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to prepare this kind? Well, no, but I do. Mom, I cook some for mom. So it's not tearing down their expectations, but giving them a realistic view of how to accomplish the expectation. Now, remember in the scripture, Joseph, he had a vision.
Yes.
But what did the father tell Joseph? Man, please don't tell your brothers. What did Joseph's father know about his brothers, his own siblings? They haters, man. I know I know my son. They're extremely jealous of you, dude. Keep your dreams and your visions to yourself. So I think it was Willard had mentioned, about visions and dreams. The two. Some people have visions, man.
Yeah.
The scripture said, where there's no vision, the people perish.
Absolutely.
But it also said, old men dream dreams, but young men have vision. Old men for counsel, young men for war. So how do you marry the two? So you look to the elders. The elders have gone through it with many of us is getting ready to go through. So we should listen to the elders. But the elders shouldn't be haters.
Yeah.
Because the elders didn't accomplish their goals in life. That's the same problem. Because they didn't accomplish their goals in life. They want to shoot your star out the sky. But a wise elder understand the vicissitudes of life. They know the struggles of life. Counsel the young ones. Encourage the young ones. Tell the young ones there's going to be people out there, man, that's going to get in your way. But if you look at the Back to the Future, my man took garbage. Didn't he take garbage?
Yes.
What did garbage become for my man Back to the Future for that machine he had, that time machine? The garbage became fuel, didn't it? Didn't the garbage become fuel? So let the garbage, the negativity become fuel for your ideas and goals. Take that garbage and turn it into fuel. And that's how we have to be able to encourage our young people. And parents do the same thing. I want to do, oh boy, you ain't gonna never be nothing but a dishwasher. So we all had people who shut down our stars. And as some people, I don't know who said it, but it becomes fuel. When you when you say I can't, I'm going to prove to you I can. And that becomes fuel. Many great people would tell you that story. That's what's on my heart, Ryan.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm going to play this clip. Then we're going to go to Toya with a Tim. We'll play this quick clip real quickly. I don't know how much of you all are familiar with the game called pickleball. Anybody heard of pickleball? See, that's what it is. It's a game.
That's a new hot thing.
Yeah, and
it's for old.
Exactly, and so we're actually working on some people right now, and we're starting a pickleball league here in this area right here, and we working on a thing to make it pretty. It's gonna be pretty big. I think it's gonna be pretty big with the people that I'm in communication with right now. That's already deep into this thing. They're gonna push it. We're gonna push it. But I got a little commercial that I put together.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes.
Are you ending up doing this so that way you can challenge Annette since you couldn't do tennis?
The reason why I did not do tennis had nothing to do with me, and I could go to Rico on that one. Had nothing to do with me, brother. But you know that that already. But to answer your question,
Raheem, do you want to explain what pickleball is? I mean, it's sort of simple to explain it to them because some people might not have an idea of what it is without going into too many details.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna do that right after. I'm gonna play the clip, get them a visual, and then after that, I'm gonna do a little explaining to them. Then we're gonna go toward you with a team coming to you next. Here we go.
Game, Set, Pickleball. www.gamesetpickleball.com. Pickleball is a fast-moving game that is taking America by storm. If you have never experienced it before, this is your opportunity. Please be careful, this game is extremely contagious. You have been warned. So are you ready? Join us today. Subscribe www.gamesetpickleball.com.
Okay, and what that was, it was just a simple way introduction to the point where want to get people to go to the website. We do have a website which is www.gamesetpickleball.com. They could go to www.gamesetpickleball.com, and all the information is on there. There actually, if you go to the media part of it, there's an introductory, introduction more in depth of what I'm about to do right now about exactly what pickleball is. You can actually register, and we're trying to get people to actually register right now. So if you're interested in pickleball at all, go and register, and then that way we'll have somebody to get in contact with you. But pickleball itself is a game. It's much like it's just like pretty much just like tennis, but it's actually on a smaller, more condensed court. There's a lot of similarities in the rules, but there are some differences in the rules. Almost like I want you to visualize playing table tennis, where you're actually standing on top of the table tennis court board, or whatever you want to call it, playing field, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty much what it is with pickleball. It starts off slow, but it actually builds into it's an amazing game. I played tennis. I grew up playing tennis. I loved tennis my whole life. When I was introduced to pickleball, it blew me away. Had an opportunity to go to a tournament over the weekend, and the thing they introduced, they talked to me at the tournament and stuff like that. And so we have people that's in place already to make this thing a reality. This league is going to be incredible because we're going to bring a lot of different things. I'm watching what everybody else is doing in pickleball, and I always like to add my own little different spin in it. So I got some different twerks that I'm gonna add into it to make it a little more exciting, a little more jump at you. And so go to www.gamesetpickleball, pickle like a pickle, pickleball.com. Look at that video, register, and let's get this thing going. I want to be all over. I want to be first all over Georgia. Then I want to be all over the United States, just going from city to city, state to state, having different tournaments in pickleball. That's the extent that we're going to go with this thing. Toya with a T, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing absolutely amazing. Sis, what we're talking about today is, and you say you're familiar with pickleball as well, right?
Oh yeah, I got a story. It sounds like it's gonna line up with your dream conversation on why I'm kind of, when I hear pickleball, that kind of burned my bridge.
Wow. Okay. Is that something you want to share with us, or you want to move on with the topic?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and get it out there. I just want to make sure what the topic was.
Okay. Well, we're talking about kill. How do you kill, or should you kill somebody unrealistic dream? And we talked about a person that has a prosthetic leg, and their whole life was to play in the NFL. Now we know how dangerous NFL is for people that have, quote unquote, all their body parts. This person has a prosthetic leg, and their dream is to be an NFL player, to play in the NFL. Would you be right, wrong, indifferent if you say, look here, that's very unrealistic? First of all, you got all these quote unquote healthy people that don't even make it to the league, and now you have to fight against all those. Now you have to fight against yourself. You got to fight against all the situations and conditions that you have. It's unrealistic. Should you say that to them, or should you encourage them to move on and trying to make this dream a reality? What do you say to that, Toya?
Well, I'm always going to help anybody get to whatever it is they want, because it wasn't until till I was introduced to who God really is that I understand that anything is possible. Okay. But I'm a person, I'm like, tell me how you going to do that? You got prosthetic legs, show us what's up, right? Because are you specific? You just asking. And if you're not asking nobody in particular, like God, you're just throwing it out to the universe, oh, I want to play, I feel like all that got something to do with it. But I'm a person that will still help you achieve your goals, even if it's not that one. Forget the NFL. Start your own league. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of person that I am. Forget trying to do or be up under somebody else's dream. Start your own dream. Start your own league, right? So once you tell me how you're going to do that, then we assess the situation. Now we're going to start to build those steps to try to achieve that goal. But I'm still going to have to bring it into you, whatever it is, realistically. Okay, bro, I love you, right? Yeah. You ain't got no legs, bro.
Wow.
That's not the requirement. Either you're gonna have to be that good to where you're gonna make them change and bend them rules, which is gonna require a lot of hard work, and we can make it happen, right? Or you're gonna have to start your own league. Either way it goes, you're gonna have to be prepared, right? And so let's just say you never get caught. Let's just say, okay, you practice, you're the fastest, you know what I'm saying? You throw well, you catch, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they will bend. But again, me knowing who God is, I know that anything is possible. Period. Now, let's go to this dream, right? Because my dream one time, God was dealing with me. I went to start meeting people with my city. And I'm like, hey, things need to be changed out here, right? Hey, we need to come up with a class. Since y'all want to throw people up, listen, let's teach people that have been arrested how to do things around the community, right? Our community falls apart. You ain't got no money, whatever. So let's use the prisoners to do these things, right? Went to them with a whole plan, multiple plans. Went to organizations. We talked about getting 501Cs and maybe giving me $100 a month from each industry, a couple of things that they do when it comes to working with these cities and partnering them in these projects. But there was also a pickleball on the table about 4 years ago. Pickleball.
Wow.
Pickleball played by older people. Nobody else playing pickleball. It's older retired people. And pickleball is the one that stole the show.
Wow.
So in turn, that city still does not do anything to assist the people who are having an issue. You don't have no buses, but you're crying about poverty, but nobody can get back and forth to work. You're saying you can't do this. People give you ideas. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to pickleball, to me, like I said, it burns my britches because that is a clear reminder on how we really don't give a how we don't care about the things that's going on and want to really put an effort to come up with conscious programs to help these people, but we rather throw it off to the game, say they don't want it, and choose a pickleball. Put funding in it. So all across the country, but we talk about issues on a regular, daily basis when we come to these city meetings and things of that nature, and y'all wind up picking the program pickleball, and there's no alternative for after school for kids. There's no alternative for the homelessness that's going around. There's no alternative for us not having transportation and go get back and forth to work. There's no alternative to coming up with something to teach some of these young children how to be parents. Let's make it mandatory that when they have kids, we give them classes, something to actually help. But pickleball stole the show. So every time I hear pickleball, my britches burn. They burn because it's a reminder on how we say it all the time on here. We are so distracted, yo. We will not do what's necessary to change our environments and our communities. We're always going to give into what makes us feel good. I'm just saying. So pickleball does that to me.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do? We're gonna pour some water on your britches so we can put that fire out, and we're gonna come together. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about how we can make this thing and pour all these elements that we're talking about together and make it make sense across the board. But right now, let me go to Stanley. Stanley, what's on your heart? Talk to me this morning, sir.
Good morning again. Yeah, well, two things. I was really going to get interested in the pickleball situation, but that young lady kind of got me scared to talk about pickleball.
No, she no, look here. Toya with a T, she's a beast with it, man. We're gonna get her on board with it, and we're gonna figure out a way where we can make this thing make sense across the board and incorporate some of those things that she's saying in some of these tournaments that we're gonna have, so we can actually speak to those things as well, not just play a game, but educate as well. So we're gonna work it out. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it make sense, huh?
Yeah, because I'm on the road today, but when I get home, I'm gonna look up pickleball because there might be room down at the property to put in a pickleball court. I'm not sure of the dimensions or anything like that yet, but I'll look it up.
Well, go. I got a website. I got a website, www.gamesetpickleball. I'll send that to you, and everything is explained on there.
Okay. Yeah, I need to talk business with you after this, so sometime this afternoon, give me a call.
Absolutely.
All right, but I'm good with everything else, man. Like I say, the main thing is if you're hanging around folks that are not trying to lift you up and help you achieve your dreams, you need to get away from them. That's what I've done. That's what I will continue to encourage. And we were talking about the next generation. My grandson, who is 9, just turned 10 years old, told his mom that he wanted to start his own business. His great-grandfather was a contractor. He had the backhoes and all that stuff years ago. He wants to get into that type of business. So I told him he can have the tractor, he can have the lawnmowers and all that stuff. So as he grows up, I'm gonna teach him how to do all that stuff so he can start his own business and not have to worry about, you know, depending on someone else to give him a handout or give him a job. He can just start his own company.
Absolutely.
So he came up this weekend, like I said, and rode the tractor. So he know how to operate it. He know how to drive the tractor. But now I've got to teach him how to actually operate the tractor.
That's good.
That's a big difference.
Absolutely.
But we got to pass it. We got to pass this on to the next generation, man.
And that's we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that we're gonna build it, and we're gonna sit back and let them do it. Y'all got it, and we build it. We build it. We got the foundation is there. Y'all stick to the structure of what we've created for you. Y'all to be successful for years to come. But we got to build it first. Right. We got to build it first. Yeah. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Well, coming to you next.
Man, it's everything's work in life. I just hope anyone that's listening today, you know, be careful of who you surround yourself with. You know, weigh what you say before, weigh what you just are going to speak. I know some don't really care if they hurt a person's feelings or not, but yet everyone's got different flavors of how they handle or do things. So to me, some are more delicate. Some can handle the most blunt you can throw at them. Because as individuals, we're in different parts of the spectrum. Like the pickleball thing ain't for me. I could sit here and tell you that you're crazy for trying to get a league going. Because I've seen them grow and fail. But that's not how I do things. I hope it goes well. You have fun with it. And if that's what you want to do, then do your best to do it. And be responsible.
I guarantee you, if we have this conversation, God keep me here in 5 years from now, you're gonna say, "Wow, how in the world did y'all do that?" And we're gonna.
I won't be playing, but I'll watch.
There you go, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to watch.
So,
and my thing is this right here. I'm gonna say, "To God be the glory." I'm gonna say, "To God be the glory." That's what I'm gonna say.
But that's the thing, though.
That's right, Ryan. You speak it into existence.
Exactly.
And that's the crazy part is what an individual speaks into existence may not come when we want it to.
But it comes right on time.
Right on time. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
My thing is this right here. Once God and I believe God gave this to me. Once God gives me something, man, ain't nothing nobody could say. Ain't nothing nobody could say. I don't care. They could talk negative till they butt kick a field goal. Kick a 100-yard field goal. They could talk that negative that long. It ain't gonna make no difference, man.
Donald, I ain't gonna be the water boy.
That Badger can pass out water. Everybody can be part of the team.
I'll use a water hose, maybe, or a fire hydrant. But but that's the thing. Who am I to say you can't do that?
I just want you to be I just want you to be a part of the celebration when we do that, because it's gonna get done, brother. It's gonna get done. I promise you that. You know, to God be the glory. It's gonna get done.
It's gonna come on to Kansas City.
Exactly. There you go. And we looking to come that way as well. Hold on, Badger. We got other people in the conversation.
I'm done. One last and I'm done. You may have 1,000 people that say you can't, but what about that handful that says you can? Who should you listen to?
I got a whole family on here that's on this broadcast. I got a whole family on this broadcast now that says we can.
That wasn't just for you.
That was for everybody. That you can have many weapons formed and none of them will prosper.
Exactly. Come on. There you go. There you go. Well, Will, are you there? Now, where Willa done went to? Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Well, we better hope Willa hurry up and come back, because we ain't going to be able to close out the show right. God have mercy. Me and Rico might well go now.
Lord. Exactly.
Look,
She'll be
Cap,
back.
we might well give benediction. We can't hear Willa, so I'm done.
Rico, what's on your heart, brother? I ain't fooling with Tucson. Rico, what's on your heart?
Man, I'm gonna go back to the topic earlier, man, because we might have missed it, and I sort of hate the way I delivered the point I was trying to make came out the way it did, because I wanted to speak on it entitlement and expectation. In this day and time, the environment, the way everything flows right now, a lot of times you could give wise advice, good information, and the people that should hear it will call you a hater.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that when you tell them, hey man, that choice you're making to go sell that dope, the dead end of that, it's a cycle. It always seems like an option. Or telling that young woman, hey, that stripper pole or that OnlyFans, it might sound good because he's making money. They say if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So subconsciously you're gonna think if it makes dollars, it makes sense. But then when it comes time for Mother's Day, are you gonna think about how much you care, how much of a mother you cared, a motherly way you carried yourself? I mean, so now if I tell you don't make these options, don't take these options, don't make these choices to go and strip. Don't take don't make these choices to go and sell your body. Don't get up on that stage. Don't make that porn. Man, don't sell that dope. Don't do those credit card scams. But see, in this day and time, it works. And you can hear somebody, or you can tell somebody that is going in that direction. Hey, man, that's a bad move you're making. Why you being so negative? No, we're gonna speak against that, man. The devil is a lie. The police, the task force is not busting my go in. We're not gonna bring that energy to the table. But wait a minute, man. I'm just telling you that there are better options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know about the dreams that you have, and I know there's a good possibility that you might make enough money to legalize it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, let me tell you about how temptation is and how greed is when you start making that easy money. You know what I'm saying? Because entitlement comes with a lot of ease. You don't have to work as hard when you're entitled and favored.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I hate that it went in that direction, you know what I'm saying? Because I was actually speaking on, not just trying to, counter what Captain Dennis was saying, but just parents, period, feeling entitled and feeling that it's easy to be parents when they aren't really doing the things that it takes to be honored or respected as parents.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the misinforming. They're doing the wrong encouragement. They're introducing these children to the lifestyle that they say is acceptable. So I think about, when you said that should we crush people's dreams sometimes? Yeah, if they want to be the next Tony Montana, crush that dream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now some people want to rule the world, and some people want to live forever. And from what it looked like, some people are making strides in that, of making sure they can accomplish those dreams, those visions. So it's hard to really deny somebody when they say they have those dreams. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when that there's a negative consequence or impact on what somebody's doing, and they just want to make the money off of it, yes, do everything you can to crush that dream. Wow. Do everything you can to change their mind. When you know that they're going to do something to benefit them, but it's going to cause harm to so many more other people. Absolutely. I don't think it's bad to crush a dream then.
Wow.
And with the pickleball thing, I'm gonna throw a little more positivity out there into that. That game is so age neutral that maybe a 70 or 80-year-old person could play with a 12-year-old.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, and in the process of that, they can be exercised. And sometimes we have to be manipulated or mind screwed into doing things that benefit us. So, in some of these things that we look at as game and sport, it really is a health initiative behind it. You just have to find the fun in it, because being healthy ain't always fun.
That's right.
But if you can find a way to make it fun or make it a family activity, then pickleball would be your thing. And like Raheem said, it's like standing on a ping pong table or table tennis and doing it with your own hands.
Exactly.
It's very age friendly, and it's good for exercise for those that may need a little encouragement, but not even realize that they're exercising. They're just thinking about the fun.
Exactly. And so if
it's almost like card games. Give you brain. It's like brain activities with card games. Little do you know, with some of these card games that you were taught when you were young, they came up as games, but you were exercising that brain muscle.
And see, the thing about it, I know in the last 2 weeks, I can say this without hesitation. In the last 2 weeks, my wife and I has played pickleball every day. We missed one day in the last 2 weeks playing pickleball every day. Every day we get out there early in the morning or late in the evening, but we play pickleball. We've been playing it for 2 weeks, man. We've been meeting different people, playing against other people, because it is growing, and we're gonna ignite it to help it grow a little faster than what it's doing right now. Certainly in this area right here. And so for the last 2 weeks, we missed one day, and Haiti, we missed that day. So we end this thing, man. We end this thing. We definitely end it. Well.
Raheem.
Yes, ma'am.
I've never heard of pickleball. I don't even imagine how it looks.
Go to my website, www.gamesetpickleball.com, and go to the media, and there's a video right there that actually tells you everything about it. And there's an actual live channel going on right now where you can actually watch people that's actually playing pickleball right now. There's a live broadcast going on right now as well.
That's Game Set, G-A-M-E-S-E-T.
Yeah, G-A-M-E-S-E-T, pickleball. Game Set Pickleball.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, check that out. Check that out.
I'm gonna go to the computer and check that out.
Yeah, like I say, tell me what you think, pros, cons. Like I say, we building, and so if you see something there that's not right, let me know. We need to fix it and make it right.
Okay.
Good deal. What's on your heart, sis?
Well, I just was trying to figure out and imagine what pickleball was. I'm up there and I ain't never heard of it, so I don't even know how long it had been in existence. But when we was talking about encouraging and disencouraging people, I don't know if I had shared this with you guys about my sister. I have a sister who was labeled as handicapped when she was born because she has short arms. Her arms were like almost at the length of somebody's breast. But she had surgery. They had, about 10 different surgeries, and they brought her arm length down just a little bit more to the belly. And she's never talked about, doing anything. She just always did it. And when she was younger, she used to go to this school called Spalding. It was a school for handicapped children. And what it did was it reminded her, even though she lived with her handicap every day, it just reminded her that she was living in a different world of doing something that she was different than someone that was called normal. So she told my mom and my father, she said, I want to go to a regular school. And she told them, I want to go to a public school. My mom and my father was trying to shield her from the hurt, because you know how mean children are. Adults are, but children are even worse. How they make fun of people and how they, talk about people and how they, because they don't think about what it does to another individual. And my mama and father was trying to shield her from that. But she was optimistic and she did it. She went to a public school and she endured. Did she have to fight? Yes, she did. Did she fight? Yes, she did. So I said that to say that it also depends on the individual, what kind of determination that they have in life. People can either snatch it away or give it to you. But my sister was one who did. She had her insecurities, especially when it came to men. She felt that she always had to buy them or do things to get them. She has one child, a father that never claimed it. But she still endured in life. And I think that with her endurance, she also built a wall of stubbornness. So I just wanted to share that with the Morning Glow and with maybe somebody out there who does have a handicap. Don't limit yourself.
Absolutely.
Be more optimistic to yourself. Don't allow other people's opinion to say what you can and cannot do. Do it. There's an Olympics that's going on right now for someone who's like you. So don't ever put yourself in a position that you can't live the life that you were designed to live.
Absolutely.
And that's what's on my heart, Raheem.
Good deal. Good deal. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we get out of here? Good deal. Good deal. Rico, what's going on at 3?
I thought we got booted off.
Huh?
I thought we got booted off. You got silent for a second.
No, I was just waiting for somebody to say something. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today? Oh, you got something you want to say before you say that?
Yeah, I think in the process of these people that we do meet that have these expectations, I think it's important that, in encouraging them to let them know that they have to make an effort. And in making that effort, they have earned it. So you have to earn a lot of these things. Going back to what I was saying earlier about that entitlement, some people think everything just comes easy. And on the outside looking in, or being more informed of knowing of what type of effort it takes for you to earn some of these things that they say they want to earn in that expectation, you have to, keep it real with them.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they don't receive it as negative when you do let them know that they're not making the moves necessary for them to earn the right to even achieve that or accomplish that expectation.
Absolutely.
It ain't as easy as it looks. Money just don't go on trees. Ain't that where that come from?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
If you miss today's show, and would like to hear or see the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Well,
Raheem, let's go.
I just want to ask you the question, Willa. Are you ready?
Raheem, I am so ready to receive God's word. Come on, Raheem. Let's go, Raheem. Let's go.
Well, Willa, I ain't got one more thing to say. Let's go.
Amen. Let's go to the throne of grace this morning with boldness and expectation. Father God in heaven, Lord, we thank you. Thank you, Lord, for waking us up this morning, giving us another opportunity to get it right, giving us another opportunity to do what you want us to do what you put in our lives, the purpose that you set before us. Father, we believe that you predestined those things for our lives. And Father, we're looking for you to help us, lead us and guide us into the right direction of where you will have us to go. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for your words and your promises, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the things that you do in our lives. We thank you, Lord, for waking us up. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be on one accord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Lord, if we had 10,000 tongues, we wouldn't thank you enough. Thank you for all the things keeping us safe, Lord, in this evil and wicked world. We thank you, Lord. Father, I'm asking you to bless each and every last one that's on this line. Touch them in a mighty way, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Whatever it is that they're going through, Lord, help them. I'm praying, Lord, that you do these things. Bless DKM Radio. Keep Raheem and his family safe. In Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen. Toussaint, anything on your heart this morning, sir?
Yeah, well, no. I just watch out for dream killers. I kind of stay away from them.
Yes, sir.
Because some people and your environment can kill your dream. That's about it.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we're ready to get out of here for today. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK and Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. What time is now? It is now 10:15. It's 10:15. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And then we'll shine some of this light on you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. God bless you. See you tomorrow morning if God says the same. Toussaint, give him that peace sign, brother. Give him that peace sign, brother.
There it is.
There it is. Love y'all.
Love you, man.